Sorry that I am a single minute late, almost 2 minutes late. Let me make sure. Okay, you can hear me. I was on. Was it Clubhouse, Treehouse, Clubhouse? What's the app? I'm new to this Apple game a little bit. Clubhouse, and I was listening to Kelsey Hightower. He's doing a Q&A session. If you don't know who Kelsey Hightower is, he's a pretty prominent Kubernetes advocate. He works at Google principal engineer, and he does a lot of stuff with Kubernetes. He's well known for Kubernetes. He's the one who wrote Kubernetes the hard way, and he was doing a Q&A session, and I actually got to ask him the very first question, and that was very exciting. So I had to sit and wait and make sure I got the full answer, but that was pretty dope getting to interact. I definitely understand the appeal of Clubhouse. I don't know if it's going to be something that I can utilize. It's not something you can. It's hard to passively utilize it. Pretty interesting, but yeah. I have some invites. If anyone really needs one, let me know. But it's good to see everybody. What's up, Penguins Airlines? Good to see you. IJ, be that boy. Welcome today. What's up, Asbjorn Holland? Welcome. Good to see you. What's up, Ricadius? Ain't no profit. Good to have you today, sir. Walter Rich. Let's do it. GitHub Actions work on the desktop client. Yeah. I mean, so the GitHub Actions works inside of GitHub. Yes, you can do everything. You can do everything through the GitHub, through the desktop client. Don't sweat it at all. Shregui, that partner life. So now you all do now have some transcoding abilities. So now every night you should be able to, if you're living in an area where the 1080p stream might be too much bit rate, it's okay. Feel free to pet it on down. I'm actually going to change a couple of things. I actually have access to now stream at a higher bit rate, so that when you downgrade it, it will be clearer still, have enough information. I have not upped my bit rate yet. I think I can do another 2 megs or something. So I'm going to try to do that a little bit later when I remember to do it. I'm going to also modify a few settings to try to make sure everything works well. But yeah, we made it. We finally made it. Just a nice little, not a huge deal. We don't really get much out of it, but it is nice to, get the little verified check mark. Feels fancy for a little bit. So we did it. We did it together. I thank you all for help making this happen. We built the community together. I appreciate it. Asbjorn is fine. Cool. That works for me. Appreciate that, MB. But yeah, I was on Clubhouse. It seems interesting. I'm trying to figure out how to, if there's a way to make it work for me, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I've been talking to some people in there. It's pretty interesting. Don't have to worry about complete garbage internet anymore. Hey, you might have to worry about my complete garbage internet. So we will see on that. I think Bezos blocking your partner status. Yeah, I think so too. I think as soon as he got out of the way, they went ahead and said, cool, it's good to go now. I talked a lot of poop about Bezos in my past time. So what's up, Eugene? Good to have you. What's up, Peter, as well? Good to have you. Welcome to the channel. So here's what we're going to be doing today. Today, we are going to be talking about CI, CD, and another CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment. It's a pretty big concept inside of, especially DevOps and site reliability engineering. I'm not lying to you when I say there are a lot of roles where this is the pure focus. Getting this part right, building these pipelines is the pure focus of what you might want to do. Stream doesn't suit my time zone. I'm sorry about that. So I'm from the future. That's dope. Did you get some sleep? Go ahead and relax. These go up on YouTube eventually. I'm super behind on posting them to YouTube, but they do get up there eventually. I have them all saved. They're ready to go. An alter ego named Mastermind. Yeah, it is what it is. It definitely is what it is. How you doing, Aya? It is good to see you. Oh yeah, the partner thing just means that's, that I'm now I'm a Twitch part. I don't really know what it means, to be honest with you. I just know the only reason I really wanted it badly was for transcoding purposes, so that people would be able to consume the stream no matter where they were. I think it'll be helpful for everyone. I think it makes it a little bit better. Top recommended. So that means, oh, dope. Excellent. Well, it's very exciting. I'm glad to have you all here. So anyone new to the channel, This unfortunately is not a sweet gaming stream. We ain't playing no games right now. We are about that business, okay? We are about learning and getting smarter and getting to the money. As TikTok and Instagram challenges and viral videos go, we are trying to be where the money resides. And so tonight we're going to be learning concepts that'll help get us there. So this is something called pipelines. It is a journey into software delivery, automation and infrastructure, DevOps and site reliability engineering concepts. And tonight we're gonna be talking about CI/CD/CD. So let's hop straight into it so that we have time to do everything that we need to do. So let's get over here to the Academy. All right, let's hop in and let's grab some slides. We do have a few slides this evening. Luckily, I think this concept, it's interesting. CI/CD is a pretty broad concept. What it actually is it's pretty simple, but the implementation of these pipelines is very, very broad. And so tonight, we are going to implement a CI pipeline. We're actually going to do all three pieces. We are going to do CI, CD, and CD. We're going to do all three, but you won't always implement all three of these, and it's going to be in wildly different ways depending on what your setup is. And so let's do that. Let's go over to classroom.google.com. What's up, me, Jim? Welcome to the channel. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. All right, so let's grab pipelines. Some days I struggle with what day we're actually on. The slides, it's day diez, and I'm assuming that's how you say 10 in Spanish. I'm assuming that's how you spell it. But you know, if it's not, we'll fix it. I wanted you to learn something else too. So hopefully, you know, you were able to realize that these were Spanish day numbers. You know, Espanol. We learn a lot here. We want to be very smart. I learned some stuff about chemistry today. That was pretty interesting. I feel much smarter. So let's present this. Let's get you all the link, just in case you need it. Anyone with it, copy the link, done it up. Here you go. I've been on recently with Azure DevOps. I definitely want to check out Azure DevOps. It's always fun to go over different tasks. Yeah, it's interesting. So what's also interesting is we're going over GitHub Actions because it's the one that's going to be the most applicable and easiest for all of us to hop straight into. Learning GitHub Actions is not the priority tonight. Yes, we're gonna learn GitHub Actions. We're gonna dive in. I'm gonna teach you specifically about GitHub Actions. I'm very strong on CI, CD concepts and pipelines. I'm very weak on GitHub Actions, but again, it's the most applicable. We can use whatever tool we wanna use. You know, it'll all work together. The goal is to focus on the understanding, and then it'll just be icing on the cake to actually implement it. I think it'll help you understand the concept of what we were doing, and it's going to be nice. Yes, you can access past presentations, ! YouTube. Go ahead and check out those playlists. The past week and a half are not up on YouTube yet. They will get there. I promise you they'll get there. I really just keep forgetting to, like, they're already uploaded. I need to give them titles and put all the information in there just so I can release them, but they're already there. But yeah, since the beginning, you can get to all those things. The links will be in there. You'll be able to access them. They're also if you do register, they're also in the Google Classroom. We have a Google Classroom for this, and you can get to them through that manner as well. Let me just move this. Let me keep an eye on the stream. Let me pull up my little, let me get some observability into my stream to make sure that it is going to survive the night. Y'all know we have a number of issues over here with our network sometimes, and you know, you never know what's gonna happen. So let's just make sure. Let me get up all of the things that I need so I know what's going on. All right, I think we're good to go now. What's up, Totally Kyle Gaming? Welcome to the channel. Good to have you. What's up, Keysnap? I think I already got you, but if I, either way, welcome both to the channel. It's good to make your acquaintance. Come on in, get ready to learn a little bit if you'd like. All right. What's up, CLD? How you doing? Yeah, we're gonna be doing some GitHub Actions. This is great. I need you in particular to pay for this, to pay attention to this. All right, I need you in particular to pay attention to this. It's gonna help out a little bit for the understanding. And then you can go back to everyone else who's a part of Genesis, and tell them what's going on. All right, CI, CD, CD, integrate, deliver, and deploy continuously. All right, that's what we're gonna be doing. Continuously integrating, continuously delivering, continuously deploying. All right, again, big DevOps and SRE concept. They'll bring this up a lot on interviews. Okay, so everything that we're going to be doing, the concepts that we're learning is going to be to solve a problem. We want to learn about the problems that we're solving. So what problems does CI/CD solve? Even though you don't know what it is yet, let's talk about the problems that we have first, where this thing is needed. So common developer problems. The common developer problems is that Dave has gone on vacations. He's gone on vacation, he's gone, he's not here. How in the world do we do this thing again? Dave is gone, that institutional knowledge is gone, that tribal knowledge is gone. How in the world do we do this again? And so this is a huge problem. Someone on the team goes out, is out. No one knows what to do. No one has the knowledge of what to do next. We may have forgotten to run tests. You know, documentation gets old. It's really tough to keep documentation up to date, and processes can actually be really tough and really hard to understand, especially if you are doing them manually. So these are things that'll happen when you are attempting to develop an application. All right. What's up, Sully? Good to see you. Rollers, thank you. I appreciate it. Again, thanks for everyone who's been around, everyone, period. Thank you all. We could not, we got partnered together. We got partnered as a community. I really do appreciate it. Dave is always on vacation, 100%. I took a trip to Thailand and got a call because I had tribal knowledge. This is very true. Anyone who's dealing with the infrastructure will also know this as well. All right, so these are problems that we want to solve. We don't want to be able to be, we don't want to have to be stuck when Dave goes on vacation, or anybody. Dave is just a placeholder. Dave is a variable for anyone who is not around and you needed that person's knowledge to know what to do. We want to make sure that tests are being run, that documentation's good. You know, all this stuff happens and they're problematic, and it can really affect your development cycle and your development flow. Yeah, I can have to turn down some. It does seem louder tonight than it usually is. 100%. How is, let's put it right there. How is that? And I wonder if it was this particular song that was a problem. Okay, we'll get it down right there. It did seem a little bit loud in my ears, a little bit louder than normal. And I felt like I was talking a lot louder because of it. But you know, I just worked through it anyway. Thank you. Absolutely. All right, so the first CI, okay? The first C item here is continuous integration. What is continuous integration? Continuous integration is the piece that says, how do I know that my code still works? How do I know that this stuff still works? So again, CI/CD, this is in relation to developing an application, all right? And when you're developing an application, it's generally not just you developing an application. It is you and a bunch of other developers in a distributed manner. Remember we talked about Git in the very beginning, and you're working on the same code base, you're working towards the same goal, and you're all, you know, pushing code to the same thing. Continuous integration is the process of integrating your code back together with the main code base or with other people's code, okay? And the continuous integration process says, hey, how do I verify that the things that I'm doing here still work? This piece of continuous integration covers things like automated testing. I don't think we went over TDD here. If you're following in the Decoded courses, we talked about test-driven development. And so we'll talk about that lightly so that you can understand what some of that testing is, because we do have tests that we're going to be running tonight. But automated testing. This is automatic running of frameworks and tools that are going to help us be confident that the code we have written is properly working. Also, things like common vulnerability scanning. So maybe you want to scan your code base for common vulnerabilities and make sure you're as secure as possible. And also possibly sending things to a developer environment. This could be part of your continuous integration process. These do not have to be a part of your continuous integration process. These are just common things that are a part of it. What's up, Halo, sir? Good to have you. X Beto, Trinidad Hype, good to have you. VSDH Dev, welcome to the channel. Come on in, get comfortable, get ready to go. I have not yet talked about deploying to production on Fridays. So let's actually bring that up now. If you get this process right, if you can become confident in your CI process, your CI/CD process, deploying to production on Fridays will have no bearings on you. You know, it won't be a problem it's possible that it won't be a problem. I agree. Even still, even if you have a great process, I agree. You generally shouldn't deploy to production on Friday. Why shouldn't you? Because everyone's ready to go home on the weekends. And sometimes, you know, making changes introduces problems. And now you gotta waste your little bit of weekend to be able to solve some of those problems. Wait until Monday if you can, you know, especially if you have an application that people don't even use on the weekends. I'm looking at you, federal government, like we don't need to be doing stuff on the weekend, you know? Always deploy on Friday via automation on a 3-day weekend. Nothing can break if nobody's using it. I do agree with that 100%. I'm with you. Completely understandable. All right, so these are some common things, but the continuous integration process is the process of integrating your code. So someone writes new code to work on new features or to fix a bug, and they take that code and they're trying to get it back into the code base, and they're trying to make sure this thing still works. And a lot of times when this happens, you know, usually through the version control process, so using Git, that's what we're going to be using. That's what most people are going to be using. And these processes are going to happen automatically, doing testing to determine if your code still works, if things are good to go, seeing if you introduced any kind of vulnerabilities in the code changes that you made, and possibly sending this off to a developer environment. All right, and so this whole process is about creating pipelines. The whole course is called pipelines, and that is why CI/CD is so important. The whole thing's about creating these pipelines, and this is exactly what, in the job descriptions you look at, this is exactly what they're talking about when you're looking through DevOps and you see the little infinity symbol. Is creating this type of pipeline. But what are pipelines? Pipelines simply break the process down into chunks and allow you to reuse those chunks. And it helps change how you think about the deployment model and the way that you are going to both manage and use your application, the way you're going to deploy your application. Yeah. So yes, SimCity, you got it. You got some good eyes there. This is a screenshot from Circle CI. This is actually a screenshot from a real production build that we used to do. And it's just a visual, it's a visual flow of data for what this looks like. The first thing I want to tell you is we're gonna hop into this, and there's gonna be two schools of people. I think there's gonna be one school of people who think, wow, this is magical. Like what we're doing here is magic. And then the other half of you are gonna be like, oh, like there's no magic here. Like we're just this is like a script runner. We're just like running some commands, and you are both right. Both of you are correct, but it is actually a pretty simple process. And I want you to simply think about this CI pipelining. It's not some special thing. It is simply automating a normal process of deployment. You're going to create the process of deployment, and you're going to automate the tasks that it takes to be able to do that deployment. And you're going to add in things that can help you be confident that the things that you're doing and the things that you're deploying are good and not broken. So that's really the whole goal of what we're trying to do. But this could be how it's broken up into things. We can break it up into a build piece of the pipeline where we are taking our code and we are building something that is deliverable. We're taking our code, you know, this doesn't always have to happen depending on what language you're using, but it's taking the source code, the stuff that you all wrote, and building something so that it can be, so things can be run against it and so that it can be delivered somewhere. Then we might have some tests. So we talked about the automated testing portion of this thing. I might actually pull up some slides for testing because this is a very important concept here. If you don't know anything about software testing, we can actually write code that helps us validate other code that was written. There's a couple different types of testing, and actually, this is actually gonna be a great thing. I'm gonna pull up I'm gonna pull up the slides for this, just to give you something. I'll put them in the pipeline section as well, but I think it's going to be good for you to have this stuff as well. Which day did we do test-driven development? Getting intimate with automated testing. It must have been today, not today, this day, day 7. So I will share this with you all if you want to grab it. So yes, I'm not just referring to unit tests. I'm gonna talk about tests as a whole really quick, testing as a whole, because the CI process can incorporate all of the types of testing. It doesn't only have to be unit testing. But we don't care about test-driven development right now. This is something completely different. But we need to know the types of tests that are going to happen. Manual testing is hands-on testing, clicking around the application, making sure it works. That's fine. A human does that. You can automate manual testing, and then it becomes automated testing. But yeah, there's some different things for that. But automated testing is the process of testing software automatically using automation tools. So let's talk about some of those. But there are some specific types of tests that I want you to be aware of when we are diving into continuous integration, continuous deployment, and continuous delivery and continuous deployment. Pretty important that you are aware of these at the very least. The first type of testing is unit testing. And this is going to be the one that probably is going to be most prevalent in the CI pipelines that you create. I can almost guarantee you that if you all are doing any type of testing, it's going to be unit testing, and you will need to include this. You will want to include this into your pipeline. So unit testing, what is it? This is a type of software testing where individual units or components of software are tested. All right, the purpose is to validate that each unit of software code performs as expected. So this would be like, hey, I have, my job is to implement a feature where I write a function that, again, adds two numbers together. That's all it is. My feature is I need to be able to add two numbers together. And so I write a little function called addition, and it takes two items and it returns a value. I can write some tests using frameworks. Different languages have different frameworks for writing tests. And we'll talk about some of those a little bit later as well as we get into what we're going to build. And the purpose is to assert, there's these things called assertions, and it is to assert that a scenario which I created that's going to utilize the code that I wrote is true. And so basically we'll write little tests that say, hey, when I pass in 5 and 5 into my addition function, that I should get 10 back every single time. And if you're writing your functions properly, there's something called pure functions. If you're doing this correctly, yeah, whenever that, given the same input, I should get the same output. And so you can make a number of scenarios, and you can assert that these things are true and run these tests against it, where it'll, pass in this data and expect an output, and it'll do some comparisons and figure out if things are good or not. So this is unit testing, okay? Testing individual units of code, all right? Then there's integration testing. This is a little bit deeper into this testing stack. Xcode Snake, welcome to the channel. Carlo as well. Pop Cow, Dev Roa, Total Attack, Neor, welcome. It's good to have you all here. I'm very excited to meet you. We got one more. DV J Perez, it is good to have you. Welcome. All right, so integration testing. The first unit testing is to test individual units of code. All right, so these are isolated units of code, but what about when we need to test more of the code and the code, how it works together? So integration testing is a level of software testing where individual units are combined together and tested as a group. So my application might use, one big piece of my application, a feature of my application may use 14 different functions to achieve its goal. And I want to know that, hey, when I test this whole feature as a whole, does this thing work together? How does it work when my code is integrated together? That is what integration testing is. So it's a bigger unit of testing, and it is it's a really good thing. This may be a part of your process as well, maybe not. And so this is an example of when you test two things at the unit level, but don't do any integration testing to see how they work together. This lock on this door, both sides are correct. So if you look at the left side of the lock, the slidey part, it's installed correctly, and it does slide back and forth as it's supposed to, as it was intended to do. If you look at the thing on the right, if you look at the other part of the lock that's on the right side of the door, it's installed correctly and it's lined up with the lock as it's supposed to be. This is correct. We've tested both of these things individually. They're both installed correctly, great. But the reason why it's important to have a suite of tests that covers all of these things is because if we don't test how these two things work together with integration tests, we never find out that the door slides sideways. It looks like each piece works individually, but together they're useless. They really are useless in this point together. And this is why testing is so important. It does help uncover a lot of problems with the things that you're building. So it's pretty dope. I know these are fun. There's a lot of these on the internet. If you just Google 2-unit tests, 0 integration tests, you'll find all kinds of funny GIFs just like this, because it's a very common problem, a very, very common problem. And it happens in code all the time. And those are only two that we're going to cover right now: unit and integration. There's also all kinds of other testing. There's smoke testing, there's end-to-end testing, there's a bunch of other types of tests. But I just wanted you to be aware of some of those terms. Right now, unit tests are all we're going to handle tonight. And maybe there's some integration tests in there, I don't know. We're not using an application that I wrote. We're using something that exists on GitHub already. All right, so back to our CI slides. What's up, little Lumpia? Actually, I think I already got you. Or Liddy Lumpia, I like it. Oh, no, maybe I didn't. That was 2 minutes ago. Yeah, validation testing. It depends. It depends on, it's kind of like smoke testing. Yeah, it depends on what you're gonna do, what you're doing. I've heard different people, different test engineers refer to validation testing in a few different ways. Some people are specifically talking about validation of fields and validation of tests that you specifically put into to do some specific validate. I hate using the word over and over again because it doesn't really explain it, but some people talk about it like that, and validation testing might be smoke testing. I think to a lot of people, smoke testing might be more of what that is to people. How you doing, Sinbad? What's up? Good to have you. Welcome from Clubhouse. Good to see you. Yes, integration tests on the Google search. It really is. It's really interesting. Yes, we'll absolutely go over some of the other tests, and maybe later on as we get into the process a little bit, we can go over some of the other tests and what they accomplish. I actually plan on putting together an entire excursion on specifically those all the testing types and kind of really understanding software testing, because I think it's an overlooked area of tech, and it's incredibly important. It really is. We're in QA, and we usually call that functional testing. Then you have regression testing. So yeah, regression testing also. So, we may do all these things, but you may also have tests that regression testing is the act of ensuring that your code does not regress, that things that were working, that you previously tested to be functional, have not broken when you have made code updates. So there's that type of testing as well. They all have their place, and there's really no right way to utilize them to have full confidence, but that's the goal. The goal is to implement the tests that you have available to you in a way that makes you confident that what you're doing is good, and it can be really tough to do correctly. All right, so let's get back into this section. We're looking at some of this stuff. So we could script a lot of this stuff out, but what these CI tools allow us to do is they allow us to make the process of validation and creation faster by doing things in parallel. This is one of the biggest benefits of, once we move to things like Circle CI, the way that tech has evolved, it's allowed us to do some cool things. So the very top one here is just a little visual representation of what a build might look like. You might have 3 different types of tests. Why would I have 3 different types of tests? Again, maybe I'm doing a unit test first. Then maybe I'm doing some automated integration tests, and then maybe I have some automated regression testing that happens at test C. So I have 3 different kinds of testing that are happening, and they all take about 5 minutes to run. So a normal build in a linear build cycle like this it will take around 15 minutes. We push some code. It will take about 15 minutes for us to get feedback. The average fail time would ultimately be around 7.5 minutes, which is not crazy, but also not ideal when you could do something like this below, where if you're running this automated process where you could save some information. Don't worry about that cache dependencies thing, but this is the act of saving things that are done over and over again, and so that you don't have to keep doing them. So you save a little bit of time there, and then you can run all 3 of these tests in parallel, which is really nice. And you can now drop the time a lot lower because you've taken off some time with the dependency caching, and now you run them in parallel. So your average time to fail is lower and lower. And so this slide is only in here to help you change the way that you're thinking about this pipeline. Whenever someone says pipeline, you are thinking, guaranteed, you're thinking of a very linear process. And while most of this is a relatively linear process, there are a lot of ways in your pipeline to create some parallelization and make it a lot faster overall. Just throwing it out there for you to be aware of, not, don't kill yourself over it right now. Not a big deal. Mechanical Turk is phenomenal. We've used Mechanical Turk for some very interesting things. Mechanical Turk, for anyone who doesn't know, is an Amazon service. Well, they'll get people to go do some stuff for you. They'll basically, like, any kind of menial task that you don't want to do, you can basically have Amazon hire a bunch of people for you to go do it. And it's pretty interesting. I'm talking about like very basic things. If you want people to go through forms and stuff and click some buttons here and there, but you need it done 200,000 times, Mechanical Turk will allow you to do some stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. All right. So continuous integration is it solves the problem of how do I know my code still works? The things that happen in there are things like automated testing, and possibly, automate testing and possibly delivering to possibly deploying to a developer environment. We'll talk about that. You're going to hear some things that are contradictory to that throughout. I will talk about, we'll clear that up. So if that's the CI, making sure our stuff still works, what is continuous delivery? Well, continuous delivery is, how do people now use my code? How do I get my code into a place, deliver my code to the people? All right. Or to someone to be used. Not necessarily the people, but to someone to be used. And so continuous delivery is the, in this part of the CI process as well, you run the tests, you ensure things are working right. Now you trigger the building of the things, you run the tests, you build application artifacts. Okay, remember I said oftentimes you'll have to take the source code that you wrote and you'll have to get some type of output. You'll have to turn those into something that can be used elsewhere. This may be something like a Docker container. This may be something like a zip file if you're just packing up all the stuff, or a tar or a war, or some kind of VM image or a container, okay? And that artifact can now be put somewhere, can now be delivered. All right, so you deliver it and then you walk away. This is where continuous delivery stops. Your role under the delivery process is to get a usable package somewhere, just like this FedEx person right here. They don't really necessarily care that you got your TV in a working order, or that you know how to use this thing, or that you ever even get it. It is delivered to your home. They've taken it, they've put it over the gate. It is now in a place for someone else to take over if need be. A lot of times, this piece of the pie gets conflated with the deployment piece that we're about to talk about next. So this is CI/CD. This is integrating your code together continuously, and we'll talk about what the continuously part means in all of these steps, but making sure it's working, testing it, making sure it's good to go, running builds against it, and building out and delivering these artifacts somewhere, getting the artifacts somewhere. It might even be just, hey, put this on a computer somewhere. Now we're done, okay? That is the end of the delivery portion of what we're talking about. What's up, Clucker GG? Good to have you. How you doing? A technical. I love it. I had to look at it for a few seconds to get it, but amazing. What's up, TRK 1989? I assume that you are 1 year older than me. I appreciate 31 years old. I guess you're about to turn 32 if you were born in 1989. What's up, Oliver? Good to see you as well. Grad, Damon, Bookworms, C Ziggy. Good to have you. All right, so again, this is an interesting part. And so this is why when we talked about the differences between a DevOps engineer in the beginning and a site reliability engineer, I said there are a lot of spaces where this could be the end of your role as a DevOps engineer. It could be the delivery of the software. The very first thing in the title for pipelines is a journey into software delivery. And so getting it somewhere so it can be used, not necessarily so that it will be used. All right, so this is just getting it there, and it could stop there. Your job may stop there. It may be good enough, or the pipeline may stop there. A lot of people's pipelines stop there, and maybe there's a manual process that takes over after this, or you hop in and do this on your own. But this is continuous delivery. And then there's one final one here, which is continuous deployment. So continuous integration, continuous delivery. Now we deploy the thing. We've got the thing, we've got the artifact, now we deploy it. So how do I update the website again? This is an extra step for continuous delivery. It actually deploys the artifacts. You want to use this in your process to automate the deployment process so that you can stop being afraid to update your code or fix bugs or try new things. This is very difficult to achieve, all right? Did I need CD twice? No, I did not need CD twice. It does seem redundant. A lot of people would just say CI/CD, and the delivery sounds scary, but it's not. The way that you get there is to do it in small little chunks. You don't have to, if you already have a process that's in place, you want to begin actively attempting to try these things, and you want to begin implementing some CI processes, CD, into your workload or your workflow. Build trust. Start with a simple script. Start with a little thing. Build trust in it. Understand the different pieces. Build it over time. It's it's a very interesting thing. But continuous deployment is something that doesn't happen for a lot of people. Gonna be honest with you. It is not a piece that happens automatically. So this whole process will get kicked off automatically via the source control workflow. So you push some code to GitHub, maybe you push it to a certain branch, maybe you tag it a certain way. This is being watched by your tool of choice, your CI tool of choice. It says, hey, I see that developer B has a branch that they updated some code on. I like that. I will now begin the pipeline. I will now start the process, and I will take this code and I will pull it down and I'll get it to where it needs to be. I will run tests against it, make sure things are good to go. If all tests pass, and only if all tests pass, I will move on to making sure I can successfully build an artifact to be used later. Once I can successfully build the artifact, only if it is successful, I will now deliver this artifact to a place in which you all can, or another process can take over to make this thing workable. But I'm going to deliver that artifact, and that artifact will then get delivered. And then the next piece of the process will happen. It says, hey, we have a deliverable artifact. I see it here. Let's figure out where it's going to go. Let's take a look at where it's coming from, and let's now put it onto the systems that they need to be onto in a way that they can run. And the deployment process will take care of that. And now you have a fully automated way for you to get your code from a developer's computer. You have a pipeline from your developer's computer automatically into an environment. Maybe it's not production, but into an environment. And that is the goal with the whole CI process, is to get it from the developer's computer into a system where it can be accessed by whoever needs to access it automatically, and have confidence in that process. All right. Speaking of AWS, I'm getting to do AWS hacking for my current client. That's dope. Went from Kubernetes hacking to AWS, really fun. That's pretty dope. That sounds pretty cool. How would I account for a disaster recovery in multiple regions? So tech work, Rich, that's kind of funny actually. How would you account for disaster? So are you saying if multiple regions go down? If multiple regions go down, you don't need to worry, because the world is probably dying. Okay, there's probably World War VI. I mean that. We've probably gone World War VI. Probably don't need to worry about it. To be 100% honest, if you're talking about entire regions, or there's such a massive network error that no one can use the internet anyway. So your site is, it's not useful anyway. But a way that you can solve that is by possibly going multi-cloud. Maybe multi-cloud might help, but I have to imagine if two whole regions are down, I seriously, you might as well go home for the day. Whether it's just a network thing or you just go home for the day, you don't need to worry about it. You'll be fine. It's okay. I can almost promise you that you'll be fine. All right, so here we go. Let's tools and vendors. Let's talk about tools and vendors, because it's pretty important that you know about tools and vendors. And remember, let's look at this, and let's also go back and look at the DevOps roadmap that we looked at. Tools and vendors are pretty important. It's important for you to understand the category of thing that we are talking about, which is CI/CD, and that these tools that are on this page solve this problem. When you're trying to solve this pipelining problem and you're trying to create pipelines, You want to know which tools are able to do that. Why do you want to know the tools so bad? Why do you want to be familiar with the tools? You don't need to know how to use, you only need to know how to use one, okay? Only focus on learning how to use a single one of these tools. Once you know how to use one, it's pretty easy to, when someone asks you a question and says, hey, we use Jenkins here. How would you use Jenkins to solve this? And you say, hey, I've never used Jenkins in my life. I don't know how to use it, but I know what problem Jenkins solves. I know Jenkins is used to be able to build CI pipelines and to run automated tests and to get things automatically deployed. And I've done that. I've done that with Circle CI. And when we did that, I did it in this way, and you will sound smart. And that'll be everything that the person needs, because it's impossible for you to know all of the things that are on this list. So yeah, there we go. So we only need to focus on one. What's up, Sir Cruck? Welcome to the channel. What's up, Liquid Egg Product? It is good to see you. GitHub Actions is what we're going to use tonight. This is the newcomer to the field. All right, this is a newcomer to the game. GitHub Actions. I think GitHub Actions was just released maybe a year and a half ago. We can look up the date for this, but it's definitely the newcomer. It is the least mature. It works. It does work well, but it definitely still has its. There's still some growing pains with it, in my opinion. For when I've used it try to use it for some serious things, but it works well. It'll work for just about all of your projects. When you do, it's great. It's pretty cool. Jenkins right here is in the middle. This is the OG of the entire thing. Jenkins is who started it all. Jenkins used to be called, not used to be called, it used to be the tool. Jenkins used to be the tool. If you wanted to dive into this stuff, you had to know Jenkins. It is a Java application, and as soon as I say Java application, you should be like, managing Jenkins servers in the past was absurd and really difficult to do. Jenkins itself had a pretty steep learning curve, to be honest. You wrote these things called Jenkins files, and you could also write Java. There's a lot of things you could do. Now you can write Groovy. There's a bunch of options for this, but because it's the oldest, the most mature, it does everything. It really does everything. It can get anything done for you. 100%. It will work. It is an answer to every problem. To every CI problem, Jenkins is an answer. It may not be the answer, but it is an answer. It will work. It has a massive plugin ecosystem. You can make a lot happen here. It really is. No, it is not my favorite. Hey, don't spread that kind of negativity out here. Yes, Jenkins is the Nagios of CI/CD, 100%. It's old, but it's tried and true. You should know about it. I do actually recommend, if you are diving into these things, I recommend that you touch Jenkins. At some point, touch Jenkins. It's used so many places. I do recommend that you touch Jenkins and have an idea of how it works. You don't need to be a pro at it, but I do recommend that you touch it somehow. Circle CI is a newcomer especially in comparison to Jenkins. It's a pretty great company. I love Circle CI. Circle CI is my platform, CI platform of choice. You can use it for free. It's really cool. The reason why it is so great is it was built for a more modern technology. It was built to work in a way that was a little more modern. It was built to, run in containers, and it has a lot of features that make it super easy to get started quickly, and for you to have a fair amount of flexibility without having to learn a bunch of crazy things. There are limitations. There were some limitations. There's probably not a ton of limitations anymore. You can probably make whatever you need to happen. But it's pretty cool. Circle CI is pretty dope. They've become a pretty large company, and so they're pretty cool. Travis CI is another one. You'll see Travis CI a lot on open source projects. Travis is similar to Circle CI. Works really well. It's great. It's a good tool. I don't have anything bad to say about Travis. Yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about I don't have anything bad to say about it. There is Azure pipelines, or Azure DevOps pipelines, and this is Azure's way of implementing its own pipelining. I've heard really good things about it. I've never used it personally myself, Just thought it'd be something you should know about. And AWS CodeStar is their platform. It's called CodeStar because remember, star is a, it's that kind of regular expression. It's a wild card to mean anything. So there's a bunch of code products. There's I actually, because I always call it CodeStar, I don't really remember what all these are called. There's Code Build. There's a bunch of tools. They have Code Build. They have a registry that's like GitHub. They have a repository that you can host. So they have, it's called Code something. I never use it. And then there's Build. Yeah, Code Commit. Code Commit is that's called. It's Code Build. And there's like Code Deploy. There's a bunch of different code blank applications that will allow you to put together these pipelines. All right, so you can use their CodeStar pipeline to be able to build full pipelines here. You can also use a number. So to be clear, CodeStar and Azure Pipelines are the only two that are going to give you the entire process. I should have put GitLab on here, to be honest. I don't know why I didn't put GitLab on here. I actually feel pretty bad about it right now. I feel like I betrayed a friend. GitLab has they have an entire CI pipeline. That is what they tout themselves as having. I actually feel really bad that they're not on here. And as soon as you get here, the complete DevOps platform, they give you all the tools. It's let's be clear, CodeStar, Azure Pipelines, and GitLab are going to be the only end-to-end CI tools. The rest of these, GitHub Actions, Jenkins, Circle CI, Travis CI, there's a few other ones. These tools, there's Bitbucket? No, Bitbucket is the hosting place. There's Bamboo. Bamboo for the Atlassian lovers out there. Let's see. Is that what it's called? Feels right. Yeah, there's Bamboo if you need it. These tools can be interchangeable with a bunch of other tools. So generally what you're gonna need, this is what you're generally gonna need to be able to create one of these. You're gonna need a source control or version control management system for your code base. Something like GitHub. All right, so you need that. Then you're going to need one of these tools to be able to implement some webhooks or something to be able to watch for changes. And so that's going to be something like Circle CI. Then you're going to need a testing framework. And you're going to need a code base, a testing framework, all this other stuff that goes in the middle. And then you're going to need something, some place to deploy it to. So it is, it's interesting. And now Bitbucket pipelines. I didn't know anything about that. Hey, it's all great. So let's talk about, well, first let's go to roadmap.sh really quick before we start to build this. So DevOps, this is where we are right now. This is what we're talking about. Learn a CI CD tool. This is pretty important right here. Let's make this, bigify this. We're on this section right here. All right, and so see, they put the purple ones are the ones they recommend learning, and so they say, hey, I recommend Circle CI or Jenkins, GitLab or GitHub Actions. So these are the ones that they recommend. They recommend all of them. I don't know why they recommend all of them. I highly recommend you just learn one. I do as much as I have a disdain for Jenkins. I feel like learning Jenkins is. I actually feel the same way I feel about this as I feel about learning a compiled language and a dynamic language, a compiled and interpreted language. Sorry, and a compiled statically typed language versus a dynamically typed interpreted language. I feel like you should learn both. I think it's helpful for you to learn one of each, or at least touch one of each. And Jenkins is like that compiled language. It's going to be the one that's got more setup. It's going to be the one that's, a little harder to hop into, and GitLab and GitHub Actions and Circle CI are going to be a little bit easier to get into with a little less overhead. So, okay. I think Circle should be up there. Yep. Yeah, it's up there. It's just at the bottom. I don't know why they put it all at the bottom, but yeah, good to know. One of the best things about this diagram period is the grouping of tools. Understanding the category of problem that they solve and knowing what tools fit in that category will be key on an interview. This will help a lot. This is what helps you understand. I can't tell you how many times I went to an interview early on where I knew a tool that could solve the thing. I understood a tool that could solve the thing, but the one that they were asking me about, I had no idea about, and I didn't know how to make that connection. I didn't know how to shift the conversation into the tool that I knew because I didn't understand these groupings of things. I didn't understand what problems they were solving. I just knew how to use the tool. So it's important to take some time to kind of figure these tools out. All right, let's close this. I've heard good things about Jenkins X. I never touched it. You've been helping with the grouping of tools, yeah, and where it all resides. It takes time to learn. I understand it is a lot, but once you got it, and it's good to go. All right, now we're gonna hop into building the thing. What's up, Arima? Good to have you. I'm not sure I got Suitor, but welcome. Snap. I don't think I got you either. Welcome to the channel. It's good to have you. Sorry for missing out when you came on in. But we're ready to build. We are ready to build now. I found a very random sample React project, okay? I found it, and I'm gonna share it with you right now. This is the repo right there. If you want it, that's the one that we're gonna use. I'm gonna spin up a brand new Linode server. I'm gonna do all of this from scratch so that we all can see. We'll talk through how this kind of happens in a project and how this might occur. All right. So I'm going to log into Linode. Again, if you want to follow along the same way that I'm doing, you do not need to do what I'm doing right now. You can actually, you may not be able to do the deployment locally. You'll be able to do everything up to the deployment locally. If you want to follow along exactly as I'm doing, again, you'll need to have your own computer elsewhere, some kind of server or something elsewhere. But you know, we're just gonna run through. I don't think you need to, honestly. But if you want to, you can do this. And so I'm gonna create a brand new Linode from scratch so that we can have something completely fresh to work off of. And I'm gonna make it an Ubuntu server. Ubuntu 20.04 is what I'm gonna do. If you want to hop into it and you don't want to spend any money, there's a $100 free credit down below. Feel free to grab it if you need it. I'm gonna do Newark, New Jersey. And I'm gonna select the 2 GB one. Again, I'm just, you know, I have a computer here with 64 gigs of RAM, and I just simply can't, maybe I'm elitist. I can't use this Nanode right here. It has a whole name. The name's different from all the rest. Yeah, it will be the cheapest, but I can't use it in my heart because I can't go down to a single gig of RAM. I didn't even know where you could get it. The Linode credit is below the video. I mean, below the Twitch stream, there's a panel. If not, I can actually just give it to you. I don't know why. I should make a command for this because that's probably pretty helpful. Let me grab, nope, I don't want to hear myself. I don't like that. I'll tell you that right now. Hold on, go away. Stop that. And you just click that right there and I will share this with you. Yeah, thank you. I probably should have let's make that a command really quick. Let's see, commands. What's the commands to add? Is it just add, Linode? I spelled Linode wrong, so make sure you spell that right, Linode. And let me take the one that you did because yours it's okay, very simple. All right, there we go. So now if you do Linode, you can get it if you want, but it's available. It'll help, and it really is $100 free credits if you do the servers that we're doing. If you shut them down, it won't cost you much at all. But if you leave it all the way up, you can use it for 10 straight months without having to pay. I'm gonna create it there now. I don't know why it returned a Notion page. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I don't know who called that, but that is a pretty helpful thing as well. Oh, so I already had a Linode one in there? Okay. Needs an edit. Oh, it already existed, needs an edit. I probably should have seen that. It definitely said there was an error there. So actually, it doesn't need an edit. That link right there has, if you look at that link, if you scroll down just a bit on that Notion page, the link is also there. And that's a pretty good guide on getting set up if you wanna do some remote development and stuff on there anyway. So yeah. How is it versus AWS? Elephant Pandas. It is for, especially for development, it's to me it's better because it's easier to get into. There's less management of the system itself. I mean, you don't have all the bells and whistles of AWS, to be honest. You're not gonna have, you know, if you need to do a bunch of auto scaling and stuff, there might be some things in there for that. There's load balancers if you needed, all that other stuff. There is a lot of tooling that most of us might need, but you're not gonna get some of the cool things that EC2 will give you, like being able to separate, your compute from the Elastic Block Store and things like that. There are volumes that Linode has, but yeah, I mean, it's got everything that you would need as a developer for sure. The Chosen One, thank you so much for that. You know, it makes me feel good. It's good to see you as well. I appreciate that. I really do. All right, so I'm going to create a little fair password because I'm going to delete this later. I'm not going to use that suggested password because I can remember it, and then you saw it, so that means it wasn't a good password, even if it was a great password. So I just typed in my little reusable root password because this is a throwaway instance, and that's all I need. Don't have to choose anything else. I got to give it a label. We're going to call this CI. Let's call this pipelines CI project, whatever. And we're going to have, perfect. We'll have an hour to get going, and I think we're going to be able to do it. I think we can do it. All right, let's get ready. So we got this set up. I am going to, I'm going to open this up in, I want to do this as if it was a real system, but I also want you to be able to, I'm going to just do it I'm going to do it in the terminal. So I'm going to get logged in and we're going to get started. This is going to be a completely, well, my Vim's not, that's fine. I'm overthinking it. It's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and SSH into it and get going. Oh, it's probably still not provisioned yet. There we go. Now it's running. I'm gonna keep doing it. You know, I'm a pest. There we go. And I'll put in my little password here. And just like that, I am inside of a remote system. I'm in a completely different system. I'm in the Linode system. Great, I'm ready to go. And the first thing, hopefully you've learned at this point, the first thing you should do when you, if you are gonna use a server, first thing you should do when you get it is use whatever package manager is available to make sure you have all available updates. So I'm going to do a sudo apt update. I could have just said update, but just apt update, but yeah. When you lose an interview with Linode by literally crapping your pants beforehand, oh, is that something that happened to you? That sounds awful, to be honest. Crapping your pants at any time sounds pretty awful, but losing an interview because you crapped your pants sounds the most awful. And wow, I feel for you, Depressed. I genuinely feel for you, because that's weird. That's an interesting thing to happen. I've never heard of anyone missing out on an interview because they crapped their pants. I hope you were okay. I hope you're all right. What font is your terminal? That's a good question. I'll look at whatever the Ubuntu font is for. I actually don't know if, hold on, let me see. Is the font the same or different? Yeah, I'll look at the font for this in a second. I don't know what it is. Actually, maybe I can see the font family by doing a preferences, maybe. I don't know the best way to find it in here because not font. It's probably I don't know. But it should be, everyone should probably get this if you're using WSL. This is Cascadia Code. I too am obsessed with this font. Well, there we go. I didn't know what it was, but now I do know. How often do you use CloudFormation init and CFN signal at work? Great question. When we were using CloudFormation, we didn't use it often at all. But we didn't use it often at all because we were using a wrapper around CloudFormation. We didn't use it because we use a number of tools. There's AWS config. There's also there's some tools that are wrapping CloudFormation, some the way that we were building things, and we luckily did not have to use it. I had to do it manually a few times for weird instances when I needed to get out of some jams. I have to imagine that if we weren't utilizing the suite of tools that we were using, that I would have to use it a lot, to be 100% honest. So I'll give you that. Let's see. Fortunately, being a business owner, I had to learn them all. Which one? Oh yes, I remember you shared the cybersecurity domains one. That's crazy. That's wild. You can SSH from PowerShell. Yes, you can. So you all taught me that. I didn't know that. As a new Windows user, again, you can SSH straight from PowerShell or command prompt, which is great. This is Windows Terminal. Windows Terminal is phenomenal. It is a great terminal. It is excellent. It has screen splitting. It is as good as you could get from a terminal. I'm really impressed by Microsoft's developers for this one, because Microsoft has a history of letting people down, and they're still letting us down in other places, but they've picked up the ball right here. And again, Putty is still good. I actually like Putty a lot. It kind of handles all your stuff just fine. I just don't like Putty when you're using SSH keys. I don't really like dealing with SSH keys with Putty. But that's it. That's all. You new here? What's up, Jenny Pie? No, there's no apologizing. You can ask whatever questions you need to ask here to anybody you need to ask it to. It's all good. Sigwin, yeah, Sigwin works well. This is not Sigwin. This is the Windows subsystem for Linux 2, and I'm now SSH'd into a bare bones Ubuntu server in the Linode cloud. That's why there's no cool colors. You know me over here. I gotta have. We talked about this already. My real environment. We got ZSH all set up and everything's all pretty and nice. We won't have any of that right now because we're in a brand new thing. So we got our updates here. We're ready to go. Let's get going. I shared the application with you that we're going to be utilizing, which was this GitHub application right here. Let's head over to see it. It is a simple React app. And actually, I don't think this is what I wanted to use, to be 100% honest. I think I wanted to use this one that I saved. I saved a list of a bunch of them. And because I didn't feel, I wanted to find one that already had tests, because I'm gonna be honest with you all, I'm kind of busy. I did not at all want to have to create an app to show you all this and write some tests. Not at all, 100%. New home for you, Red. I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Welcome, Red. Welcome. What's that? Dayzoid. Welcome to the channel. It is good to have you all here. I think I heard another Tech GY. Welcome to the channel. It's good to have you. I'm glad you're here to stay. If you're brand new here, we do a lot of learning over here. We're trying to get you to the money. All right, we're trying to get you to these jobs. We're trying to give you usable, marketable engineering skills out here. Tonight we're learning about CI, CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment. We're trying to learn. All right, we are absolutely trying to learn. So let's do this. So now we're going to use React Starter Kit here and take this. I think I shared the wrong one with you before, or maybe I shared the right one with you. You can go here if you want to follow along. I did not write this. This is a free and open source application that we can use, but it is a React application. Okay, so React, if you're unfamiliar, React is a framework for JavaScript. All right, free and open source, exactly. It is a lot of people. Some people love React. Some people hate React, but it's a pretty cool tool. It was written by Facebook. Now everyone uses it. Not everyone, but a lot of people do use React for a lot of things. This is a Node.js application, so we're gonna need to install Node.js and get some stuff ready to go. As someone who's looking for a software engineer job, what was your path or journey like? We'll start installing this and I can talk to you about my journey. I am not a software engineer and I've never been a software engineer. I've been a DevOps engineer. I've been a site reliability engineer. I've been someone who existed on the infrastructure side of things. I've also been a technical lead, a technical architect for things. I've led software engineering teams. And my path was just through a bunch of companies. I failed out of school. And then I took a help desk role, and I just built from there. I just learned tools and picked up things, and I would leave jobs very often. I didn't stay anywhere for longer than a year and a half. And things were, I would just learn a new thing. And I interviewed a ton of places. That's what helped me know what to learn next. And yeah, that's kind of how I went through things. So I'm gonna click on this getting started guide here. That's going to take me through everything that I need to do. So one thing we are gonna do in here, I was very excited. Remember, I think last pipelines, I was like, hey, I'm showing you all how some SBA.gov used to work. I reached out to the product owner there. I reached out to the person who runs the program and was like, hey, I'd really like for all of us to hop on and really do a deep dive into this architectural journey and dive into the tech and help people understand what happened here. And he said he's down and we're trying to put it together now. So if you're interested in hearing about a 3.5-4 year process, a pretty interesting technical transition for a government organization going from the most old school bare metal, well, not bare metal, well, yeah, the old school bare metal weird application to a pretty cutting edge, especially for the government, way of doing things. If you guys want to hear about that journey, if you want to like really dive into the technical nature of it, and like we'll dive into infrastructure diagrams and all that stuff. It'll be a very in-depth conversation. Hear the ups and the downs, and hear where we had problems and stuff. That will be coming hopefully pretty soon. We're trying to figure out when it's going to happen, but hopefully pretty soon. It's going to be exciting. We're going to try to bring more of that stuff to the channel as well, especially on like Saturdays, to hear more about like kind of real world. Like a lot of times people talk about it, but they don't really dive into the intricacies of what was done, what the thoughts were when we made certain decisions and things like that. And so I think that will be something fun for us to talk about. Does it suck being on call? Yeah, it does suck being on call. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But usually the money makes up for it. And if you some places you're just destined to get called all the time. Other companies, it is once in a blue moon. Being on call is not great, got to be honest, but it's better to be on call as a DevOps or SRE engineer and having that title, making more money, than if you are a systems administrator. And that's not to say these are better than a systems administrator or a systems engineer. They just, on paper, they pay more, and you might be on call doing any of these things. So, or just be on call being in the NOC or help desk. I was on call doing all those things. So, it just kind of is what it is. All right, so we're gonna go through this getting started, and we're gonna get our computer set up. We need Yarn package plus Node.js version 8.16.2 or newer. Now, for someone who's dealt with Node.js on Ubuntu systems before, I'm gonna tell you right now that the best way to install Node.js is not through the package manager as you might think it's to do. You can absolutely do apt install Node.js if you'd like. For Ubuntu specifically, for everything else, you're probably fine. If you're on Mac, you can brew install or something, whatever you want to do on any other platform is probably fine. On Ubuntu specifically, because of the way that npm does some stuff and the way that Node does some things out of the box, it is better to use something called nvm to install both of those tools, which is Node version manager, and it is that's what we're going to do. So all you got to do to do that is Google install nvm. All you got to do is Google that, and it's going to take you right to the GitHub page that will have NVM. And so you can do this as well. Yeah, so it has to do it, Dorian. Yeah, it has to do with symlinks and where it starts to put the packages. Yeah, and it's really annoying to fix the problem once you've already introduced it. It's so annoying. It really, really is annoying. I can't wait till Q3 for the M1X to come out. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. When that does happen, I think that is when I think there'll be enough time for things to get ported over. And I think Go just released a beta. It's in beta for that now. I will probably be full mobile. I will probably be full mobile for my like full Apple for mobile things. I'll be, so remember in the beginning when I told you about myself and I said I liked Android and Spotify over iOS and Apple Music. Well, now I do have two phones. I have two phones now, and I decided just to switch it up. And I have iPhone for my personal phone, and I have this Pixel for my business phone, and I use them both every day. I like them both for different things. I still think that Android is better. After using both, I genuinely think Android is still better. But I do have an iPad, which I like a lot, and so I might have my phone, an iPad, and that M1X Mac for my mobile setup for when I'm doing things in the office or on the go, or sitting around or at a coffee shop if we can ever go back to coffee shops. And then at home I have my desktop, my Windows, and for work I'm using all my other stuff. So we'll see. I'm pretty interested in it. So we're gonna use NVM. NVM is nice because you can simply copy and paste a nice little curl command or wget command to make some things happen. 100% Android gang. I'm telling you, I'm glad. I'm very happy that I've used both. I get to use both day to day. I now know that all the people making all this noise about how much better Apple is, simply has not gotten to see the other side of things. There's a lot of things about Apple I'm struggling with on the phone that are just worse. A surprising one being autocorrect and suggestions. for words is significantly worse. And it makes it very difficult. Like, it actually makes it really, really difficult for someone with, fat fingers out here who can't be amazingly accurate. It gets pretty problematic, but it's all good. I also, again, having Google Assistant is so much, it's so far superior to, what's that thing called? Siri. It's pretty nuts. 90 hertz screen. I am someone who notices high refresh rate. I'm running at 144 hertz at all times on these monitors in front of me. I notice lower refresh rates. I can notice, like, the phone feels slower to me because it has 60 hertz screen, where this has a 90 hertz screen. Again, that's not gonna be a big deal to everyone. I completely understand that. So that's the problem. In a pandemic, fingerprint sensor, major key, way better than Face ID. To be 100% honest, it's 100% better in that aspect. And then besides that, the experience is almost the same. I find that my Pixel 5 battery life is better than this iPhone's battery life, with similar usage, but that's also not a big deal. We're at home or in the office, no big deal. Yeah, camera. Once you go Pixel for camera, I don't even understand how these. It's not even a comparison. I know in all the videos and stuff you watch of the tech tubers, it looks like it's similar. It looks like the images are similar. They're not. Like, they're not similar. The Pixel is a way better camera. Like, or maybe it's the software. Maybe like it's the post processing. I don't know. Or maybe I've used Pixels for so long. I'm just biased towards them. But oh man, the pictures, I almost take no pictures with my iPhone. Video is better on the iPhone though. Video does come out better, especially sound in the video. But I don't take a lot of video with my phone at all. So yeah, highlight just because. What's up, nevertheless? Good to have you. Welcome. All right, the iPhone 12 camera it's nice. It is not a bad camera. All smartphones nowadays have a good enough camera, but it is a noticeable difference taking a picture of both of them. This is an iPhone 12 Pro. I guess it's supposed to be fancy. I don't know. The Pixel, Pixel cameras are they're very good. They are really, really good, but they're both good. The iPhone does software support, is a huge thing. The App Store is a big thing. iMessage, it's really good. iMessage is actually really good. I could live without it, but iMessage is actually really good. So I'm not, I understand that there are good things about this iPhone. I don't hate this at all. Apple products, yeah. So my integration between my iPhone and my iPad is pretty cool. You can do some cool things in between them. Even with I have Beats. I have the Power Beats for when I work out, because Apple owns Beats. It automatically connects to this like really fast, really easy as soon as it gets close. Oh, the notch. The notch is a big one. I don't know if you all knew about, the notch. The Pixel just has a little camera circle, a little squircle or whatever, a circle, and the notch is problematic to me, to be honest, but I use my screens anyway, so I don't know. There you go. People think I hate Apple products. I do not hate Apple products. I really genuinely don't hate Apple products. I can 100%, I'm excited about the M1X chips, and I'll use it, but I also use Windows for certain things. I use the tool for the job, and I like tech, so I'll use all of it. Not a problem. All right, so here we go. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. Let's go through and let's get all the stuff that we need to get installed. Again, I'm going to use Node Version Manager to get this stuff installed. So all you got to do is paste in the command that they give you, the curl or the wget. What does curl or wget do? It downloads, it submits web requests, HTTP requests from the command line. And so it's going to download this to our computer, and it's also going to set it up so that we're good to go. I think it actually already ran all this stuff for me. So if I want to run it automatically, close and reopen your terminal, or run, I'll just run this so I don't have to close and reopen it. So basically what just happened is it downloaded some stuff, put it in the right place, but I can't currently use it because it is not loaded into my current shell. If I were to start up a new shell, it would work, but I'm not. So they give you this command to copy and paste, and it'll make it available to you to run right now. So I'll do this, and now if I type in NVM, take a look at that, I'm ready to go. NVM, Node Version Manager. allows us to manage versions of Node. It's pretty cool. Again, if you don't care about JavaScript or Node.js, not a big deal that you know about this thing, but I'm going to talk you through what we are using just so you have a little bit of context around it. The way that we now use NVM to install Node.js onto our machine is we're going to do NVM install, pretty simple. So use Node version manager to install, and I'm going to do --LTS. I'm not familiar with Node versions, but LTS will give us the long-term support version. Should be good enough. We'll confirm. 14.15.4, that is greater than 8. Whatever they said we needed. They said, hey, 8.16 or newer, we're good to go there, okay? This is going to run through and get it all set up for us. All right, so Node is installed. I believe that this also installed something called NPM, which is Node Package Manager. It's the tool to help you manage packages inside of Node.js. I think we're good, okay? And so I can check by typing in node -- version. All right, so it is installed, it's ready to go. I can drop into the Node interpreter by doing by just typing in Node. I'm now in the Node interpreter. I could write some JavaScript if I'd like. Oh, hold on, they added some stuff to this. I can type in some JavaScript if I would like to type in some JavaScript, and it'll spit it out. Amazing, it's interpreting my JavaScript. It's there and it's available. If I type in npm -- version, I think I have NPM, but the application does not want us to have to install NPM. It wants us to use something called Yarn, which is fine. So we'll get Yarn installed right now using NPM. Actually, we'll use NPM to install Yarn. So I'm gonna do NPM install -- global Yarn, and this should get it installed for us. And if I type in Yarn, it runs, but I'm not set up to do anything, so we are good to go there. All right, excellent. Sorry, I got a message, and okay, so already we have the stuff that we need to run this, I think. Okay, IDE pre-configured, great, with ESLint, React, whatever. I think we're good to go here. Worth noting, think about, I want you to imagine that you have been hired into a company. They have an application already. This is what you're given on day one. They don't have anyone who manages their infrastructure. It's a bunch of developers. They've been getting this stuff deployed, getting sent out to where it needs to go. You've been hired now to, this is your first day or your first week, and you have to, get up to speed with this application, get it running, and learn how to create this pipeline around it. Imagine that's where we are right now. So we've been given the repository. We went through the README. Luckily, the README has some good knowledge in there on how we have to set it up. We need to understand, for us to be able to create a pipeline around this, we have to understand how this application works, or at least how to get it running. We have to understand how to get the application running if we want to set up a pipeline for it. So keep that in mind. We need Yarn, we need Node.js of a certain version. That's pretty important to know. Text editor pre-configured, that's so that we can edit it, but not a big deal. So now we're gonna go ahead and grab this repository right here. All right, so I'm gonna go back over here and I'm going to clone the repository. And again, I will share it with you here. And if you need it again, and I'm gonna find a place, I'm gonna clone it real quick. So I'm actually going to go into, we can do it right here, that's fine. I'm gonna do a git clone and this. Also, is --LTS a common thing? I don't think so. I think it is a thing for NPM. I don't normally see, I've never seen it for, I'm trying to think if I've used it for anything else. I don't think so, but yeah. All right, so I would do git clone and then paste in the repository URL for that. And it now downloads React Starter Kit. Check that out right there, okay? And it's here. Now, I'm going to now go into the React Starter Kit folder and take a look. There's some stuff in here. There's a bunch of files that are in here. Now, normally you would run through this, and I should run through this getting started guide. I should run through it. I can tell right now that I'm gonna mess myself up. Okay, they have a quick start, never mind. All right, cool. All right, so I didn't run this. I didn't run it the way they wanted to run it, but it's fine. I just cloned it. You can feel free to go below and do this. So if you copy this, you'll CD into my app. If not, you'll CD into the app. It doesn't matter there. They just added some other stuff here. Cool, whatever. Now we're gonna get the rest of the application set up. We're gonna do a yarn install. So yarn is going to be the thing that's going to help us. This yarn install is gonna go out and get all the dependencies this application needs to run. There's a file in here that has all information about all the different JavaScript packages that are needed to make this application run. That'll go out and get them and install them all. And then it looks like yarn start will start our application for us. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm in here and I'm gonna do a yarn install. And there we go. This could take a long time. Check that out. Fetching 1,567 packages. This is the reason why people who manage systems dislike JavaScript so much, or Node.js in particular so much. Yes, I think it's like Maven. I'm pretty sure that's what Maven does for Maven's for Java, right? I think so. If it's free, you are the product. Yeah, yes, that is true. So this process will take a long time, but this process is nice again because, you know, it makes you feel like you're doing something. It makes you look good to anyone who's watching. It's like, oh, his computer screen is doing some cool stuff, and we're having a good time. Oh, we get. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Okay. And this died. A build error. Okay. Failed to execute root nvm. Let's see if we see what this problem is. It tried to run something and then it stopped. System Linux generic. Fall back. Oh no. Let's see what the problem is here. Failed to execute this. Let's see if we can read this stack real quick. Are the beta exist? Yes, I agree I agree with you. JavaScript stack traces are terrible. Let's see if we can break that down. What's up? Instant Anxiety. It is good to have you. What's up, Rod? It's good to have you as well. Welcome to the channel. Redvix, thank you so much for the follow. All right, so let's figure out here what is happening with what we did. So what do we run? We ran. All right, so we got a 403. Oh, okay. So we're getting an error here. Info checked. Get Mapbox SQLite. We got a 403 here. Warning though. It's a warning. If work gives ends okay, we're good here. Spawn R, let's go down a little bit more. We're good here, good to go. Build error. Okay, so this is where the error started happening right here. Get not found error. Okay, all right. So we got a not found error for that. That might be something we can't do anything about, maybe. But yeah, let's go ahead. I like that idea. So Yarn and NPM, they're different. There was a period of time where everyone switched to Yarn because NPM was missing out on some things that that were interesting. Yes, it is complaining about make above, so I could install all of the developer tools. But I'm seeing oh, error make not found. Yeah, actually that might be it. I could revert to an older version as well. I can definitely do that. Let me see if I can do, what is it, group install. Let me see something really fast. Node.js make not found, but I can also do Ubuntu install dev tools, development tools. Let's see. I think it's build essentials. I think you are right, but I never remember because it's like group install build essentials on one, and over here, oh, so group, oh, that's yum. So group install development tools. Yeah, let's go ahead and install build essentials and see if this works for us. Should work, but maybe not. You know, this is part of the troubleshooting process. All right, we get an error. We take the information in that we can get, and then we try something new. You go off of your experience, you go off of a little bit of Googling, and you try it, you make sure the thing you're copying and pasting in is not a problem, but you'll get that in there. Please install SQLite package manually. Okay. All right. We can do that too if we need to. That seems, we might also just find another application, but we'll fight through it. We'll have a little bit of fun here. Tonight, the goal is not necessarily to, maybe you'll just learn a lot about React tonight or JavaScript tonight. And so let's try to do another yarn install. Let's see if this works. Can you tell us the command to install build essentials? Yeah, I can. It was apt get, I'll paste it in there for you. Install build dash essential if you're on Ubuntu. You know, there we go. Right there for ya. Okay, so SQLite. I do want to try. I see that this is the thing. I want to make failed. Oh, so it didn't say make was not found. It just said make failed. Is that what it said before? On that, installing SQLite by default. Okay, I do want to try with npm really quick because sometimes this does work. I just want to see. I just want to see. Your boy's not a Node or JavaScript dev at all. You know, I can write some. You know, I've written some Node and JavaScript in my day, but you know, we'll figure it out. Last time I was here, I was a help desk sysadmin. Now I'm a cloud engineer. Abyss. That's amazing. Aaron's 1 or 2 classes long. AWS intro, the AWS experience. I have amazing. Exactly. That's what I try to tell people. I love that. Congratulations, first off. Second, I told y'all, apply for the things, you know, get a little information, get in there. You should be uncomfortable, get the job, then be great. That is amazing to hear. I love that. I'm super excited about that. Python not found in the air. Python. See, this is why people will give. This is why I'm a Go guy. I like Go because of things like this. I like compiled languages because of exactly this. All right, but we're gonna just see what happens. Just let it go. Let's see if it does what it needs to do. This is the point in time where we're gonna cross our fingers and we're gonna say, please, 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 let's get going. But while this is running, let me give you a little introduction into GitHub Actions because you need it. You need an introduction into GitHub Actions, okay? So we can talk about it. So what is GitHub Actions? Again, it's simply a CI automation workflow product from GitHub. Okay, it's available to you. You can use it for free. Should be able to ignore deprecated warnings. I think you can. Let's put this to the side so we can watch. Excuse me, so we can watch it and see if it works. Downloaded Chromium. What is this? What are we doing? Okay. All right. So now this is actually a nicer output, which is nice. Failed a SQLite install script. This is probably not a problem with npm. Likely. So we can see Node read fallback. Yeah, I might need to drop the version of Node back to what it needs to be. Let's do this. Instead of using this version. Oh, you know what it is? Y'all know what it is? I'm actually mad at y'all. I'm mad at everyone here. And I'm not really mad at you because you probably don't use JavaScript. Here's the reason why. If I do node dash version, oh no, actually, no, I'm right. Never mind. I thought we downloaded the LTS, but we weren't actually using the LTS. But yeah, let's downgrade it real quick. Let's take their exact version, just a test. And if not, we can try something else real quick. I saw this error earlier. Yeah, this is kind of weird. Let's see. Platform Linux is incompatible with this module. Hold on, is there a... Oh, hold on. Maybe I'm in the wrong getting started. Hold on. Maybe. Okay. Here we go. Let me just try something out real quick. Let me just try. There were a bunch of different options, and before. Let's see. Held a message for a reason. Nah, that works. I love Node, but I've had university rough experience with chips significantly. Hold on. Let me try one thing. I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna take this for a couple of reasons. One, I don't know if this is any different from what we did before, but I'm just gonna try something because I'm hoping this works so you can see what happens sometimes. I'm gonna go out of this. Okay. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm going to remove this entire folder. I don't really need to remove it, but I'm gonna remove it. Okay, I removed that entire folder. I'm gonna run the command that they gave me. It's gonna download this stuff to my app, to my app folder right here. Okay, so I copied and pasted the command right here in the README. I didn't do anything else, and I went to CD into my app. Okay, I'm gonna try to run a yarn install really quick. I want to see something. All right. Here we go. Any recommendations on where to get started with React and Node? So yes, if you want to get started with Node, I recommend, if you have a little command line experience, I really like the NodeSchool.io workshopper. It's called Learn You Node. If you want to just get installed, if you want to get up to speed with with JavaScript, period, there is where is it at? There's a couple of these in here. Wow, there are way more than I remember there being. Wow, there's a lot here. In here, let's just find it. I don't remember there being this many here. Well, one, there's JavaScript best practices. There's JavaScripting. If you want to get up to speed with JavaScript, what in the world? This is interesting. Oh, I'm too far down. There we go. So here we go. Core, JavaScripting, Learn You Node. If you want to learn Git or something else, there's these things here. I really like these workshoppers right here on NodeSchool.io. And yes, they are two separate things for sure. So that's why I'll give you JavaScript and Node first, so you can dive into. You can't learn Node is JavaScript, so you do need to have a base level of JavaScript. So that's why I gave you both of those, because it'll teach you JavaScript and the Node.js engine as well. And then React, I don't really have a good tool for React because I learned React on the fly, like in the fire. Like I learned React like, hey, here you go. This week you must do some React development. So go for it, sir. And you just kind of Google around, you do enough. If you've done enough programming, you'll pick up some things, you'll start to find the patterns, you look through the code, you make a change, see what happens, you figure it out, you trace the stuff around and things start to make a little bit of sense. So I kind of picked up I don't have a ton of React experience at all, but I picked up what I do have through just running through and diving through. Okay, so we ran into that error again. SQLite, that seems super weird. Oh, no, but what we didn't do is we didn't change the version of the code base. Real quick, let me just try their version. And if not, we'll find another application. We can do this with literally any application out there. Actually, you know what's crazy? Look, check this out. We did this before on here. I completely forgot. Node.js, GitHub. Node.js org site. So the Node.js website is open source, okay? This is what we will use. We will use this. It doesn't use React, not a big deal. Here we go. Let's clone this instead. I will share this with you. This is the actual Node.js website. You can get it up and running very quickly. I'm glad I remember this site existed. We don't need to deal. I just Googled around to grab a random thing. Let's try the Node.js website. Okay, so I'm going to clone it first. I like this. This is going to be better. Much, much better. I don't know if there's any tests in here though. So let's see. Let's get out of here. You don't have to remove my app, but you can. Okay. Where am I? Why is it? Oh, okay. Capital M. What is, oh, this is bad. This is bad. Okay. So let me git clone. Spell things correctly. That is what, something's happening here with my copy. Oh, why did they do this? Okay, so I'm gonna go back up to the top and I'm gonna grab this and I'm going to clone it just like this, okay? So I'm gonna git clone. And it's going to go ahead and grab this stuff here. And we look at it and I'm gonna go into nodejs.org, okay? I'm gonna go into this folder. This is the Node.js website, okay? And let's look, this should work for us, I hope. I hope this works for us. It would be nice if it did. And so all you gotta do here is go into the directory, do an npm install to, again, resolve those dependencies, and then do an npm start to get things working. So let's, oh, that makes sense because okay. npm install, I was a step ahead, let's do this. So now, hopefully, let's be confident. If we believe in the computer will believe in us. It'll do for us. We're gonna hype it up. Come on, computer. Hype it up and say, yeah, finish this. Make sure you properly compile all these things together. Get all the files that you need, put them in the right place so that we can build a cool app. What's up, Patchy Codes? It's good to see you. How you doing today? I believe, there we go. Thank you for believing because we did it. We did it. It worked. Okay, so it got all the packages that it needed. It probably needed much less packages than the other application, but whoops, clear. Now, all we got to do now to start this application is do an npm start. And now this will start our server, okay? So what this did is Node.js is, so one, JavaScript is the language of the web. Your web browser can understand, your web browser can understand HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. JavaScript is the kind of dynamic engine that's going to allow you to do some cool stuff with websites. You used to could only write JavaScript for interpretation within the browser. Then that's where Node.js came out, where you could take that engine that used to only exist in these browsers so that you could write Node.js on the server side. So this just started up a JavaScript server for me, no problem. Now it's running. I think it's good to go. It didn't give me a, okay, I think it's good to go. But if we grab our IP address, I'll grab the IP address to give to you. You should be able to hit this site. And I'm giving it to you before I actually go to it myself, which is probably a mistake, but it's okay, you know? Okay, so that's not gonna work. Why is it not gonna work? Because it's on port 8080, okay? It's running on a different port. It's running on port 8080, so that's not the, so you go to the IP address, but you go to it, :8080, and I agree with you. I love Hugo as well, Abyss. It's amazing. Mastermind.io is a Hugo site. This is a Hugo site. Academy.mastermind.io, on the other hand, this is a Gatsby site. Hugo, Gatsby. Hugo, Gatsby. Hugo, Gatsby. Gatsby's pretty cool. Jekyll's pretty cool as well. But I knew Hugo first, so I did Hugo for this one, Gatsby on this one. Yeah, you know, just a little bit of fun. But now you got to the site. If you go to this, if you go to that thing, we are getting the actual Node.js website. This is not a proxy. This is not a redirect. This is the actual code that we just downloaded. We are running this application right now. This is a Node application, and we're free to edit it and to modify it for our own use case. And that is what we will do right now. What's Hugo? Hugo is a static site generator written in Go. It's very, very fast, if not, dare we say, the fastest static site generator ever made. So what it basically does is it takes an application, or it takes a website, and it pre-compiles. It is called server-side rendering. It pre-compiles all of the pages it renders them into static HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files, so that you can just run them raw as those, rather than having a server behind them. So you don't need a server behind them. You can serve those static sites directly. What is DevOps? Big question right there. But DevOps is a cultural and professional movement designed to help high velocity organizations be able to develop products faster by leaning on the experiences of its practitioners. So it's a way of building software that helps to break down silos between different departments, specifically development and operations, so that everyone has insight into the process, into the application, shared ownership, and to the entire life cycle of the software. That's exactly what that is. Code Spent, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for the follow. It's good to have you. Welcome everyone from Code Spent's channel. You're here watching us, just emulating the Node.js website. We just grabbed this from GitHub, but we're learning about CI, CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment. We're actually just about to get into it. I've been lollygagging, to be honest, but we're gonna get into it, and we are going to write ourselves some GitHub action manifests, or where, I don't know what the word for GitHub actions files are called, but yeah. All right, my mind is blown. I'm definitely messing around with the site. Yeah, it's that easy to get up and running. You got all the stuff, but welcome. I appreciate the raid. Thanks for coming through to this. Okay, so now that we have this up and running, we know how to run this piece of software now. We know how to run it, okay? So I'm gonna close this real quick. I'm gonna take a look at this. I'm gonna go into, I don't know anything about this website, but I know how these things are split out. I'm looking for a config, maybe. There's a server.js, only that. Is there a config.js anywhere? I've been going to build, layouts, scripts, source. I'm gonna go into source. No, I'm not gonna go into source. I'm gonna go into, let's see. Oh yeah, we called it out. We definitely gave Code Spent the love there. I appreciate that, Code Spent. We called it, we saw it. 100%. Welcome everybody. We just gave them, oh yeah, yep, we just gave them their love. But again, appreciate it. Actually, let me give you a shout out. First off, I feel bad about that. I was trying to figure out what we were gonna do with this site. One, I hope you had a great stream as well. Hopefully we're doing something amazing over there. All right, page lock. So page lock is gonna, so these files are gonna give us all of the, what are those things called? They're gonna give us the dependencies and all that other stuff. We don't need that right now. I was just trying to find something I could change on the website really quick. I wanted to change something very easily for you to see. Let's look at it. Static. No, that, I feel like they should have a external. Oh, external. Is there a JS file? Crodwin.yaml. Interesting. Build.js. Let me see what's here. Let me just see. We got a readme that might tell me some stuff that's in here. Remark RC, maybe. Hey, I looked in source. Source didn't. A scheduler version. Let's look. Let's maybe. Maybe one of these is versions JSON. Nah. Schedule might be good. Here's what we'll do. Let's take something from the main page. All right, Black Lives Matter. It's right there in the middle. Great, love it. Here we go. This is, so it's in this repo. It's got to only be in here one time, okay? There's no way it's not only in there one time. And so we'll look for that really quick. It might be in there twice. But let's grep -r hashtag. We can just look for black. No, we can't. Oh, actually, where am I at? I'm in the wrong folder. That's why. Make sure you're doing it from the right place. And okay, ooh, that didn't help me at all. But you said it might be in layouts. What's in layouts? Cool. Yeah, there we go. The Black Lives Matter HBS. Let's all right. Oh, okay. This is, I like how this is templated. I like how this is templated a lot. Let me see something here. Does anyone know what HBS is? I actually have no idea what HBS is. This is just for my own. I've never seen an HBS file. Oh, handlebars. Handlebars is a CSS templating thing, right? I believe. Am I correct in that? I don't remember. Harvard Business School. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's a templating engine. Is this like Pug? Is handlebars like Pug, or what's the other one? But I guess it's like Pug. I'm just trying to, I'm not a web developer. I'm trying to learn some of these things. I understand Pug. Perfect. Okay. I now know what it is. That is helpful. Just wondering. So let me see where this is. I feel like it's got to be getting this data from like a JSON file though. BLM footer. So this footer, header, HTML, button, favicons. Let me go back one. That's the partials. Body contents coming from, I said that local, if RTL. Let's see. Good command to search through text files. Actually, I could have just looked through the build.js. Oh, so our build.js must insert a lot of stuff. Actually, I would not have expected that at all. Let's see. Let's look down in here. Okay, lookout template, default JSON, require local site JSON. Okay, that might be where a bunch of this stuff is as well, but there's probably also some stuff here. I'm just trying to get a feel for the site real quick. The only reason I'm trying to get a feel for the site really quick is because we're gonna make some changes in a second to it through the CI process, but we should probably get into building in the CI process right now. So let's say something like this, and we'll just put an exclamation point right here at the end. And we will do 1 p.m. start that again, and we'll refresh that page just to see that a change was made, just so you can very clearly see that this is no longer, this is not Node.js. This is something that we have access to. Just want to see if we can do that. Yes, I do agree with you. The devs got to stay with all this stuff. And see, now it has an exclamation point there at the end. We made a change to the site. Great, that's exciting, but that's not how you do development, okay? Now we're about to dive into all the good stuff. How do you do development? Well, the way that you would normally do development is all of us, imagine we are all on the same team right now. And right now, iPardon, we were like, iPardon, your job is to add 3 exclamation points at the end of that. Great. That is your task, your feature. That's the next task you have to do. And what we would do is we would go off and, depending on how your Git, the way your stuff is set up, your source control is set up, I don't know the word I'm looking for here, but the way that you all use Git, you may go out and create your own branch, and you're gonna do code in your own dedicated place, and then you are gonna work on that in your own GitHub branch. So let's see how we would set up all of this stuff if we wanted to make a change like this. Let's hop into GitHub Actions. Let's get all this set up. It's gonna be very, very exciting. And now, it took us a long time to get here, but we're gonna get through it. So GitHub Actions is gonna be this tool. It's available to you for free. You do have to pay for more capacity, and for there are limitations to the free tier. But for right now, GitHub Actions completely free for you to use. It's available for you in any repo. I'll send you this docs GitHub Actions, and we are going to go through this quick start guide, kinda. And actually, we're just gonna copy something from over here. So what's nice about tools like this, the way that you get set up with them is to generally, with all the new tools, you're gonna use a YAML file, all right? What does YAML stand for? We talked about JSON a little bit. I think YAML stands for yet another markup language. It was a recursive acronym or whatever, but it is a superset of JSON. So things that accept JSON, things that accept YAML can accept JSON, and they're used for the same thing. YAML is usually for humans. Humans are usually going to write YAML. JSON is usually for machines to kind of take in, but we're going to write a YAML file to kind of get this going. Now, if you've ever heard people talk about, people call them this, I don't call them this. I don't know if it's derogatory. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But DevOps and SRE engineers, site reliability engineers, sometimes you get called YAML jockeys, okay? Why do you get called YAML jockeys? You get called YAML jockeys, just like you get called a console jockey inside of AWS if you spend a lot of time in the console. But it's because a lot of the tools, a lot of DevOps tooling, a lot of infrastructure tooling is built around YAML. Because of its compatibility with JSON, and machines take JSON really, really well. But a lot of things that you will write, YAML is used for a lot of things that you'll do in DevOps. We will write more YAML. YAML engineer, a lot of people will say this, and they're not lying. The YAML will be something that you write pretty often. So introduction to this, we don't need to dive too deep into it because, again, the goal tonight is not to learn GitHub Actions. But if you go through this, it's going to give you a little bit of information. But with this tool, we are going to create a YAML file that instructs GitHub Actions how to create our pipeline and how to run the things that need to be done to make sure our pipeline gets complete. So one of the things I didn't check is if there's any tests in here. I have no idea if there's any tests in this repository. Let me do an npm test. I have no idea. This is great. This is a good sign because now we can break some tests. Phenomenal. Okay. Maybe we can break some tests. There's only linting errors. Okay, we can break some stuff in a second. Ooh. Okay. All right. We have tests. That's not a big deal. I'll let it run, but not a big deal. All right. So if you take a look at this file, it's not that crazy. All right. It's really not that crazy. You don't know what this stuff is, but this isn't, it's not rocket science. But learning it and understanding the different pieces of it are important. Again, if you get comfortable with one CI pipelining tool, you'll be able to implement stuff in another one. Like I said, I don't use GitHub Actions consistently. I've used it twice in my life before this, three times in my life before this. I probably spent a total of 6 hours ever dealing with this. And most of that time was fighting a small bug. And so, yeah, so let's go through and let's take a look at this. Name. That ain't crazy. That ain't crazy at all. Name makes sense. The first line up there, it says, hey, we're gonna give a name. YAML, like JSON, it's key and values, okay? It's a key value store. It's key value. The key right here is name. The colon says, hey, we're done setting the key. The value of name is Node.js CI, all right? Key and value. All right. And so it's keys and values, but it's also nested keys and values. And so we got something here, we got the name up top. That starts off our YAML. Then we have this thing that says on. The on operator tells, it instructs our pipeline when to run, okay? So take a look at it. We have a lot of functionality here. We have a lot of logic we can incorporate into our pipeline. This example is saying on a push, all right? Because this exists inside of GitHub. This thing is gonna exist inside of GitHub. It says, hey, on a push to these branches, all right? So this is gonna be a collection of branches. Right now this says default branch. We could list every single branch that we would want our pipeline to work on right here. So you have control over when and how this runs. You can say, hey, maybe this only runs when things are pushed to the master branch or the main branch. Or maybe we want it to be pushed whenever anything is pushed to any branch, we can do that. And so I don't think you need to put anything if you wanted to do that, or you can put like a star, I think, if you want. But you can say only push on a default branch and only do this on a pull request. So when a pull request is submitted, that's when you run this as well. And so these are two different things. A pull request and a push to a branch are different things. So you can choose the actions in which this thing runs. You can choose the actions in when and how this thing is run, and it's pretty cool. Okay, we'll show you how to use that. The next part is kind of the big piece. This is going to be the jobs that are run to make this thing happen. And Circle CI is very much like this. It's got jobs, it's got workflows, it's got a bunch of stuff. Travis CI is very similar to this as well. The jobs that we have, we named the job build. We can name this whatever we want. We call the job build here. Programming equals pro Googling. You are not wrong. You are 100% not wrong. I got paid a lot of money I've been paid a lot of money to do a lot of Googling, okay? And to Google better than the people around me. None of us knew what to do. They're paid to be developers, I'm over here as the non-developer, just, being a super pro Googler. If you deal with systems, you will become the best Googler, one of the best Googlers on the planet. You become the best at finding information. You will also become a little less risk averse, and you're not afraid to just try these things out. You just try these things out because you know how to reset it, all the other stuff. But yes, this is real. You do get paid to know how to Google and understand what you're getting back with that information. Unfortunately, Google gets worse by the day. No more advanced operators. Hey, correct. My boss literally told me today, as a consultant, we get hired to know 80% more than them and research the rest. Abyss, I've never heard that before, but you gave me some chills just now. We need to put that on a shirt. We need to put that on a shirt because that's true. And I think if people understood that, all this would be a lot less scary. Yes, you get paid to know 80% more than they do, which often is not a lot. And be able to research the rest, that's the goal. That is what you get paid for. And people will pay you a lot for that, okay? Definitely. This is what we spent the first week teaching grads. That is so true. That needs to be embossed everywhere. I like that a lot. All right, so when we get into the job section, we now specify different jobs that are gonna run to get us to our end goal. And so we specify some things. Every platform is gonna handle this differently, but this one says, hey, runs on Ubuntu latest. And so a lot of these are now container based and run inside of containers. And so we're gonna say, hey, runs on basically the Ubuntu latest container that's available to GitHub Actions. So it's gonna be the little operating system that we wanna run on. So you gotta go to the documentation to find out what is available to you. That's great. There's a whole marketplace for these things, but great. We don't need to worry about the strategy right now, but this is really cool. Strategy is really, really cool. This is something that I really like about CI tools. This strategy matrix says, hey, yes, my application runs on a certain version of Node. This strategy matrix says, I want you to test my application on every single version of these, everything that I put in here. So it is going to run tests against Node version 10, the latest version of 12, latest version of 14, and the latest version of 15. It's really cool. That's a really powerful feature. It's really nice. It's great. I don't need that. We don't need that right now, but I just want to show you that there is something available here. And again, the goal is not for you to learn GitHub Actions. It's to understand CI/CD. A lot of the tools do give you access to do some cool stuff like this. So it's pretty dope. Then we have the steps that are going to be needed to take to be able to do what we need to do. So the steps right now that they have is this actions checkout. So GitHub Actions has this paradigm of actions, reusable actions that you can use. What's up, Jackie? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. First off, shout out to Jackie as well. Jackie is also a streamer. I haven't seen you online in a while. You know, I hope you're doing good. Happy New Year. You know, I'm glad we were able to get through 2020. It was good to see you. Finally turned the gaming PC back on. I get it. I definitely get it. It's dope. Does it generate a compatibility reporting? Again, I don't think so. I think you have to handle any type of reporting that you want. I actually think it's pretty bare bones inside of GitHub Actions, but I'm also not a GitHub Actions pro at all. Again, this is not my pipeline tool of choice. I do not think it generates anything like that, but it might. Definitely something to check out. Okay. Yes, a good trick is learning how to Dockerize your pipeline. It makes it so much easier if you can do that. So what the steps are happening here is this actions checkout is going to allow, it's the first thing that kind of has to happen in your pipeline. It's a little tool that's going to allow this container to be able to pull your code down. You just push code, it said, hey, I'm watching this. There's a little webhook there. It says, cool, I see a code change was made. I'm going to download this code into this piece of the pipeline right now. I'm going to download it into this running container. And so you kind of need this. And then it's going to, so you're going to use this. Then this next thing is saying, hey, go ahead and using the matrix of node versions, go ahead and do the following things. And this is setup node. I actually don't know what this is. This is another reusable action. We can go look at these in a second. And it's going to use this using whatever node version is in there. So this is going to allow you to have some dynamic natures, to do a little bit of looping through these things. For sure. Then it's going to run some Linux commands. After that, you're running Linux commands. After you do the basic setup, you may just be running some Linux commands. So we ran npm CI, npm run build, npm test. That is what they put in there. We can just stick Linux commands in there to add in some automation. We can just set up what we need. Okay. So we'll make sure we do all of those things. What's up, Pigeons Don't Fly Far? Welcome to the channel. Good to have you. Thank you for the follow. Sobo Mato, welcome. Reminiscent Art, Code Max, L1F Escape, playing one www. Welcome to the channel. It is good to have you all here. Make sure I did not miss anybody. That's everyone after CodeSpent. Welcome, CodeSpent. Yeah, you know, we're teaching a little bit of this is more so of teaching of configuration. We do teach programming, but more so teaching of configuration. And so let's make our own job here. So you can do that right in your own repository. Now, one thing we haven't done yet is we're running this thing. We don't have our own repository. The key that you need to do now is to turn this into your own repo. And we're going to go ahead and now create our own repository. How might you do that? Well, we're in here. This is somebody else's repository, but we can use this open source. We can use it. Let me go back into, oh, not even do that. Let's go back to home. Where was it? CD. Let's go back into the main thing here. And let's do that. Yes, you could get fork or get clone. 100%. You can do all of those things. I'll take you through the basics of the repository creation right now. Let me get back into GitHub. I'm too lazy to click around to see these things. I'm going to create a new repository just for this. I'm going to put it in Mastermind Academy, and I'm going to make it, let's call this Node.js GitHub Actions. You know, pretty simple. Call it whatever you want. Phenomenal. NVM, I was wrong. Never mind, I was wrong. Setup node installs. No CLI environment, I think. Yes, I think you are correct. All right, so I'm going to make this a public repo. You can make whatever you want. I am going to create this. Now, here's what I'm going to do here. It's going to give me some information. I'm going to change the current repository to now go here instead. See you later, Chris. Absolutely. Have a great night. Got a blast. I like it. To the moon. I'm still holding diamond hands out here. You know, a little bit sad in the heart, but you know, you always hold on to hope. I'll see you later. So we can just, here's what we can do. A little insight. If you ever want to know, the only thing that makes something a Git repository, the only thing that makes a Git repository is simply the .git folder. So you can just rm-rf, the .git folder. We could not do that if we didn't need to, but this is going to remove all the history and everything else. It's great. This is no longer a Git repository. If I type in Git status, hey, this is not a Git repository. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't help you. Great. Now we can make it a Git repository. We can take the things that they have here and set it up. So I'm going to first make it a Git repository. How do we do that? Remember, let's take it on back to our Git basic days. Also, remember, we're going to be doing a bunch of Git stuff tomorrow. If you want to learn more about what we're doing tonight and really understand what's happening, tomorrow we're going to be doing kind of a little mini Git masterclass. And so I'm going to do a Git init. This is going to initialize an empty Git repository. I'm going to do a Git status to see what's going on, make sure I understand. A bunch of files here. I'm going to, I'm not going to git add. Actually, is there a git ignore here? There is. Okay, cool. So I'm going to git add everything. I'm going to add every single file with a git add dot. I'm going to do a commit -m, and I'm going to say our first commit. Okay. Oh, well, this is a brand new server, so I got to set this up real quick. Git config -- global user.name is Aaron. Great. Email is abrooks@mastermind.io. Okay. Cool. So set that up, and now I'm going to run that same commit that I ran, and then I'll go back to what they had here. I need to now tell it where to push code to, because this is the first setup here, and I'm gonna run that first, and then I'm gonna change the branch. They changed the branch to main. I'm cool with that. I understand why they did it. Fine to me. Either way is fine with me, honestly. So I'm gonna change it to main, and cool. And I hate normal password authentication like this. I like SSH keys, but this is a brand new server, so CRS double meeting the command is similar to npm install, except it's meant to be used in automated environments such as test platforms, situation where you need to do a clean install of the dependencies. That is very good to know. That's very helpful to know. Jackie, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub, 3 months. I appreciate the love. Congratulations on ensuring that you don't have to look at any more ads. I also have more emotes coming for you. I'm doing a lot, but it's not going as fast as I need it to go because I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but it's all fine. We do love CI/CD. Everyone loves CI/CD, or you learn to love CI/CD. All right, so this is here. What was the last command that we ran? We pushed it. Did we push it? So now what we should have is in this repository, now our code is here. Pushed 1 minute ago, we have code here. Very interesting. It's doing some stuff already. Very interesting, actually. So this is going to, I don't know what it's running. I have no idea what it's running, but GitHub Actions at the top of your repository. At the top of a repository, you can see this Actions button. This is going to kick off a workflow. I don't know what this is doing. Oh, wow. So this makes sense because we had a repository that was already here. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this workflow because, yeah, it already had a pipeline built in. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. I should have deleted the .github directory. So in here, there's a Vim, there's a .github directory. I'm going to remove it. All right, I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to add it again. Git commit -m removed GitHub folder. All right. I typed that wrong. I typed that very wrong. Very wrong. Sometimes, when you get into the flow and you're typing really fast, kind of fast for me at least, typing fast for me, and you just mess everything up. All right, so I pushed that. So there was already something here. Now there should be nothing should be running right now. Great, that didn't pick up anything. What happened is there's that YAML file. If it is in the right place, if it's located in the right place in the repository, it will trigger this thing to build, okay? And what I'm going to do now is we're going to create this on our own. So you can do this automatically from inside GitHub if you want. So I'm going to go to Actions, New Workflow. Let's get STARTED. Let's get started because we're already late. No big deal. You can take a setup workflow right here. You can take a base workflow. And so I can grab this starter workflow, and that is okay to do. I think we should do that. It kind of matches what you have, or publish Node.js. What does that mean? There's Node.js over here and publish Node.js. Oh, to GitHub packages? Nah, we're good on that. We're good on that. Let's just do this right here. What's up, Not Hunger? Welcome to the channel. What's up, Spooky? Good to have you here as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so you can do some editing right here inside of GitHub, which is super helpful. But notice how they give you, look at all these things they give you, okay? Look at all these things that they give you right here, already set up for you. Remember, the way to set up, you can call it whatever you want. We'll leave it that makes sense. Actually, let's give it a new name. Node.js, CI, and again, we'll put this course, pipelines, whatever. The name doesn't matter. You can call it whatever you want. On push. All right, so right now, the way it's set up is it will only run if we push to the main branch or do a pull request to the main branch. This is very, very important. I'm gonna leave it just as that. We'll change it in a little bit. So it'll only run like that. The jobs that are gonna get built is gonna be everything we saw there. I don't care about all these things right here. I'm gonna do the LTS only or version 14. I'm gonna delete all this extra stuff. All right, so that only runs on 14. I don't really care. There's easier ways to specify this so that we don't have to loop through the matrix. Not a big deal right now. And we need to do a couple different things. So normally, if we weren't using what it had here, we would have to do some special stuff. We would have to get Node.js installed. We would have to get NPM installed, and we'd have to get everything ready to go. But right now, because of the way that GitHub Actions works, because of this action right here, which we'll take a look at it, everything is kind of there for us. They've kind of pre-set up all this stuff for us. They know people are going to be building Node.js applications. They set up for us. All the other providers will do the same thing for you. If you have a basic application like ours, it will work fine, but oftentimes you will need to do a lot to make sure this is your own. And we'll leave everything here. I'm going to remove, well, sure, CI, npm run build if present. No, we don't want, sure. Okay, I actually, maybe we should actually look at the repo for this in a second to find out if how we're supposed to build this thing, because we actually have no idea how to build this thing, if we're supposed to build it, but it's okay. NVM, where is the install layout server build options? npm run serve deployment full setup minus certificates. Okay, all right, this is fine. This is actually going to make things a little bit easier for us real quick, but let's go ahead and, that looks good. That looks good. We can go with this and let's just see what happens. So if you start a commit, you can do a commit right from here. You could also make this file yourself. You could have taken this file and you could copy and paste it, or you could generate your own one right from the command line. It is just a file that's in a repository, but notice it is located in .github/workflows. If there's a YAML file in there in .github/workflows, it will get picked up as a GitHub Actions workflow. All right. And every commit, every time something is pushed to this branch, this workflow will run. We can see the output of this workflow. What is the workflow doing? It is doing a couple different things. It is doing, it's setting up everything to run, but it's using Node.js. It's setting up Node.js to be used. And then it is running some tests. So it's running npm CI to make sure that we have all of our dependencies and stuff all ready to go. The same thing that we did. We did an npm-i or npm install. This is the same thing here. It's doing a build and it's running some npm tests, okay? The testing, those automated tests, there are some tests that do exist inside of here. I forgot another test that is run is something called linting as well. Linting, it's checking your code syntactically. It's checking to make sure you're following a set of rules. There are, tabs are correct, spaces are correct. You're using different things in different ways. You can set up a bunch of rules around that. So linters do that as well. So a lot of times linting is run during this step. But because none of our tests failed, you can see all the output from it. All of our tests failed. passed. All of our tests passed. So there's a bunch of, we can look at some of these tests in a second. Because they all passed, it allows it to continue to move to the next step. If anything in this process should fail, the whole pipeline fails. And that's what you want. You want an automated pipeline that will alert you to issues. It's gonna do things automatically, but you wanna build it in a way that it alerts you to issues before it's deployed out to the world. Is it supposed to be deployed on our Linode server? This will not deploy it yet. We need to add another piece to deploy it out to our Linode server. So not yet. Definitely not yet. This is just testing our server, making sure everything's good to go. And we don't need to build anything. But so that npm run build, I don't even know what it did. It probably made a build folder, but we probably didn't need it, to be 100% honest. But we need to extend this to be able to deploy somewhere. So cool. But I do want to show you that we can break this. Okay, so let's take one of these tests. Let's take a test really quick and let's break it. All right, let's break something so that we can see a failing test. Let me go into, I'm gonna go into test really quick. Nope, I'm deploying tonight. We're not waiting until Friday to do any type of deployments ever, except for maybe sometimes. Oh, it's running node build.js. Okay, so there's a build.js there. I don't know what build.js does, but we can look at it in a second. But if I go into tests and scripts, and I look at anchor markdown heading. All right, cool. Vim latest version test.js. So we're gonna make a failing test. Okay, this test says, hey, this latest version. What is this for? I actually don't know. Should not be an LTS release. Okay. So on the site, it's not running right now, but if we go to nodejs.org, there's many versions and stuff that you can get on off of here. Okay. And these tests are testing the validity of the things that are here and what's in there. Let's change one really quick so that it will fail. We'll change this one. It's supposed to be 4.2.1. We'll change this to be 4.2.167. Okay. If we run this now, it should theoretically, this should fail now. This should cause at least one failing test because the output is no longer going to match what it's supposed to be. Because I didn't change the actual code in the actual thing. I just changed the test to something else. And if I run npm test, let's see. Let's let it run, and let's see if it does in fact fail. See what these tests are doing, hating my code. You know, these tests are in fact here to hate on your code. Just also return new error in any of the tests. That works too. We can definitely do that as well. But the way these pipelines are designed is, again, if any part of the process fails, it will not move on to the next part of the process. And again, remember the thing that we saw about the failure time, the average failure time right here. This is one of the reasons why you want to get the average fail down. All right, you want to be able to find a failure as soon as possible so that you can modify it and get some stuff all the way out there. So yeah, let's go back to this. Oh, they're using var instead of let. Cool. Well, we could probably change that. This is interesting to me though, because this is their test. Why? Come on, keep going. I don't know why this is taking so long. Run standard to fix automatically to fix some problems. I guess we could fix it automatically if we'd like. What is up, Wesley? Good to see you. What's up, Cacti Green? Welcome, enemy Ronan. Not hunger. Oh, I got you. I'm sorry. Well, got you again. Cool. So check this out. 48 tests were available. 47 of them passed. Okay. But we did in fact get one failure, and it'll tell you which one failed. We know which one failed. It's the one that we created a failure for. I wanted you to see this because should we commit this code, this will cause a failure in the workflow. And so I'm going to actually push this up. Created failing test. Get I typed that wrong again. Come on. Come on. There we go. That's better. No. Updates were rejected because remote contains okay. Now, this is something you're gonna learn tomorrow. This is for tomorrow. The reason, so this failed because I made some changes to the actual repository. This is one of the reasons why I generally never make changes directly in GitHub. It's simply because we committed this file. We committed this file in GitHub. Because we committed it in GitHub, we don't have this file locally to our server. So I got to make sure to grab it really quick. Git pull will give it to me. Whoa. And that downloads the file here. Now I can push. All right, and now that code can go up there. Password 123. Nope, I told you. Just password 12. No one will ever expect password 12. They expect password 1. They expect password 123. They never expect password 12. And so this is gonna run here now. It's gonna run up here, and it is going to it's gonna get picked up. Maybe not. Let's hold on. It did not like that. Let's click on actions. Okay, here it goes. So, this only ran because we pushed it to the master branch. All right, cool. We'll let it run. It's gonna fail. Not a big deal. But if we were deploying this thing, it will stop it from deploying. Great. Let's very quickly go through some of this stuff. Does Mastermind only do node stuff? I don't do any node stuff. Your boy doesn't do any node stuff, to be honest with you. You're typing your password, it's not secure enough. Facts. I know, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. That is why I usually have two-factor authentication enabled for GitHub. I turned it off for, why did I turn it off? There's a reason I turned it off recently, but you're 100% right. I agree. But I also don't like authenticating through that anyway. I use LastPass anyway, so yeah. Are you a hacker? No, I'm not a hacker at all. I'm just a guy who likes web infrastructure, cloud computing, cool stuff like that, a little bit of automation, writing a little code to do some cool stuff. That's all I like. Yes, this is so red, 100%. This is similar to Azure DevOps. This is a CI tool, just like Azure DevOps. They're all similar, exactly. You came in, you have familiar with one. If you have familiarity with one, you can understand the rest and how they are able to solve problems. Correct horse battery stable, 100% phenomenal password for anyone who does not know. It's a good one. Definitely a good one. Am I a DevOps engineer? Yeah, I was. I'm no longer, right now I run my own company called Mastermind. But yeah, I was a DevOps engineer. I just left in October. I've been an infrastructure engineer of some kind, of some title for the past 12 years or so. So yeah, Hunter 2, 100%. All the jokes. Okay, so this failed. Check that out. It failed. Great. And that stops the workflow. It gives us, a big X. We made a mistake. It automatically checked for things. Great. We fixed it. So let me show you one more concept. Then we'll actually get this thing deployed. Okay. We're going to fix one more thing and we'll get it deployed. Even though it doesn't really make any sense because we're pushing it back to the same server that we are developing it on. Not a big deal. Don't sweat it. I'll show you how this works. What we can do now is we can simply let's change our test back, because we need to change our test back to make sure it works. What was it? Test scripts. What was in there? We did latest version, and it was down at the bottom that we changed 167 to just back to 1. Test will pass now. Okay. All right. So git checkout -b. Let's say we made a new developer branch so we could do some development. Git checkout -b development. All right. So we did this and made that. If we add this in, and we say, hey, we fixed some tests, Man, I can't type. And we push that. And we push this up to GitHub. GitHub will take it. But remember what we talked about. We talked about, we set up the branches this would run on. I created a brand new branch. This workflow will not run. And it won't run because we created this development branch, okay? And you might say, oh no, we need it to run on this branch as well. It's never going to run because we didn't tell it to. How do we change that? Well, let's go ahead and modify that. We modify our .github workflows node.js.yaml, and we go right in here. And I never do collections like this, but I'm assuming it's just a comma, and I add in the development branch right here. All right, save it. Git add, git commit, added development branch to pipeline. Close that, then git push. Nope, type that in wrong. Let's slow it down. All right, get that in there. What I changed to the YAML file, the only change I made to the YAML file is what branch it was accessible on. So now you see it's running. This is the change I made. If I go back, let's go look at the commit. The change that I made just now was to this file. And the change I made was simply to add the development branch to when this ran. So on a push to either main or development, this will run. There's a collection right here. This is the only change I made. I added a comma and the word development here. So now this will run on the development branch when this thing runs. And you can see that this is a little indicator that it's running. Go back to actions. It is currently running my entire pipeline automatically for me, and we can wait for that to finish. That's great. We could wait for it to finish. We are not going to wait for it to finish because we have a lot of other stuff to do. And by a lot of other stuff, I mean like we got like one or two other things to do. Now we just need to deploy it to this server. This could work. This is kind of weird. It's kind of weird because we're developing on the server. I might pull this down locally and then deploy to this server to make it feel a little better. But real quick, we're gonna get this set up real quick, and I might just copy and paste. I might find something to copy and paste off of to see that so that you can see it be deployed. We can add more to the build. We can add more to this file right here. More to vim.github workflows. We can add more jobs to now say, cool, we are confident that all of our tests pass. If everything passes, we want this thing to be deployed. And we can simply have it basically run an SSH command into a machine and copy it over to where it needs to be. And everything can be, everything can be great. You need to merge the pull request. Oh, I didn't create a pull request, but I probably should have. Let's see. Does the branch matter if you are changing your GitHub Actions file? Yes, the branch matters. The branch does in fact matter. And yes, it does feel like magic when it is a well-oiled machine, 100%. So, because we're already way over time, let's Google this, because again, I'm not a GitHub Actions pro. I'm sure we can figure it out, but GitHub Actions, Node.js, deploy Node.js. Let's say, I think that's the one we just clicked. So that's where we already are looking. Publishing Node.js packages. Let's see, deploying your Node.js code to a server every time. Let's see what they got here. Let's see if we can just steal what they have. So they kind of have some stuff that we have. You know, they're just running some commands, teaching you how to use it. Deploying to an SSH server, okay? Let's see here. Oh, okay. GitHub Actions, SSH Actions. Nice. Okay, so this is cool. This is actually gonna be pretty easy, actually, because we won't need to actually do any kind of crazy deployment. But check this out. Let's steal the deploy steps right here. We're gonna steal the deploy steps right here. And what's nice about this is you can actually get by a lot without understanding a lot about what GitHub Actions does with something like this. And now this is gonna suck because, this is gonna suck. It's okay, it's okay. It's all right, set. Let's set paste. Let's go and just, okay. All right, let's see. It doesn't, we don't need so deploy, we need to indent just about everything. So let's see. Let's take all this real quick. And I think we just need to go over one. So what is it? Too far? GV, back over. How do I just get it to go over just a little bit? GV. How do I just do a little bit? Exclaim. Hold on. You've been gifted a sub. Did you trick? I wanted to. It's a troll. It's definitely a troll post. But it's funny that I wanted to claim it as well. It's my channel, and I wanted to claim it. I definitely wanted to claim it. You know, I want it. Claim. Thanks. I appreciate it. Please provide me, Bloosh. Please provide me with a a gifted sub. I've received it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. How do I just see this is where I'm bad at formatting text in Vim. But it's okay. It's okay. And see, now I don't have all my stuff in here, so I can't even see. Okay. I can't even see if I'm lined up right, but it's okay. Steps. Let's go ahead and pull. Oh, this is gonna be problematic. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. So the run also go the uses. I think the width is supposed to be under. I think this is fine. So the thing is, YAML will probably work mostly fine here, but I just need to get it lined up right. I think this will mostly work as long as it takes this. Now, notice, let's break down this deploy step really quick. All this deploy step is doing is it's using an SSH action. So SSH allows you to secure shell into another system. And we get to put some stuff in here. You can have secrets, all right? If you want to SSH into something, obviously we do not want to add in our password, our username and our passwords to code. We don't want to hard code these things. There is a way for you to specify some secrets. So inside of your repository, let's go back to it. We can go to, not setting, we go to settings, not security, settings in your repository, all right? And inside of your settings, you can go down to in here, secrets. There's a secret section, okay? Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna change the script for sure, because we don't even really need to. I'm gonna show you something, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna change that stuff up. But secrets, you can specify some secrets here, and I can create environment variables basically that the system can use during runtime, and so I'm going to add in some secrets. And how do you add in a secret? How do you know what secrets to add in? Take a look at the code here, and you can kind of see what you need to add in. Let's go back to this secrets.ssh host. This is going to be the environment variable that's going to access. So I need to set up an SSH secret with SSH host, one with username, one with password. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hard code host. I'm going to hard code username. Okay, I'm going to hard code both of these. Just for time's sake, I'm gonna hard code both of these, and you've already seen all of these. Okay, so username to log into my server is root. The host that we're gonna be logging into is the one that you already have. You already know how to get to this site. This is the host. This IP address is in fact the host of this site. Okay. Yeah, the secrets are stored right here. It's really, really nice. Someone's already paid for itself. Excellent. I love it. I appreciate it. Someone just followed. Let's see. What's up? Pure Besker. Welcome. Marcus as well. Good to have you. The African Prince. Welcome. A lot of you are coming through off of some sweet, what's that thing called? What were we on? Clubhouse. Welcome to African Prince. See, I remember who I come across most of the time. What's up, Diego? Good to see you as well. Optimus. Welcome, Wesley. Welcome. Yeah. All right, cool. So let's finish this up. I'm gonna hard code those two things, and the hosts, I guess I can leave it as that. That's probably fine. Then we can be more pun. Welcome, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you, man. I appreciate it. 174 addresses are useless. 172 is, oh, hold on. Let me see. Yeah, that's right. That's the right. It's not running right now. So cool. We'll get that. That's my host here. And our password is the only thing that we'll set up. We'll set up SSH password right here. So I'm going to go in here into the repository. I'm going to type in SSH_password. It's going to be the name of the environment variable that it's going to take on. Then required reviewers. Now I'm good on all this. Save protection rule. I'm going to add a secret to this. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Environments. This is new. Oh, I have to set up an environment. This is okay. All right, cool. I just clicked the wrong thing. Okay, I just clicked the wrong thing. I got real confused for a second and I didn't like it. Oh, there's an environment secret of okay, got it. Repository secret, organization secrets, encrypted secrets allowed. How can there are no secrets in this repository? New repository secret. Got it. Their UI threw me off. I'm sorry. You know, the UX, their user experience here, and SSH_password. All right, so this is where you put the password. If I wanted to be password 12, this is where I will put it, but I can't put that. I have to put the real password. And so because I have to do that, you are going to have to not see this at all because I don't want you logging in before it's over. It's a throwaway password, but I don't want you seeing it. I'm just gonna put it in there, and there's just a green button at the bottom. Once you do that, I don't think you can see it anymore. You can update it, but you can't see it anymore, okay? So yeah, you can update it, you can't really see it anymore, and now it's here and it's available. SSH password, environment variable, there we go. So now, if you go here, it'll grab it at runtime. So it'll grab that stuff, it'll be able to log into the system. I'm not going to do any of this, okay? I'm not gonna do any of this. I'm gonna delete all of this script. Notice at the bottom, these are just Linux commands. Make a directory, cd into it, git clone, blah, 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 whatever. We don't need none of that right now. I'm gonna show you that these are just Linux commands, so you can do whatever you need to do to make this thing work. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. This is trash, what I'm about to do, but it's fine. Okay, you know, sometimes it just be like that at times. And here's what we're gonna do. This repository already exists on our system, okay? What we are gonna do is we are gonna cd into /nodejs.org, okay? We're gonna do that first. Then we are gonna do a git pull to get the latest updates. All right, then after we do a git pull to get the latest updates, we are simply going to do we're only gonna do this once, okay? This is not how you would do it. This is not a real pipeline. I just want you to show that you can put some commands in here, and then we're gonna start the server. I just want you to see that the server is gonna start, and we're gonna run a node. Actually, we could do this. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do kill %1, and then we're gonna run node start. I think is what it was, ampersands. Okay, this is gonna do it. It's gonna do it. All right, this is gonna do it. We're gonna one and done this. Okay, we're gonna one and done this, and it's going to work. All right. So this is dumb. This is not how you would do it. You would make sure that the thing you would make sure that you're getting the artifacts onto the system. This git pull is gonna do that. This is not how this is the hackiest setup. But we're just showing you that you can kind of run some scripts here, and we want to kind of finish up here. So it's going to cd into the already existing directory. It's going to do a git pull to pull the newest data. It's going to kill the currently running process, and then it's going to start a brand new one. Okay. All right. So just to show you that there's going to be a currently running process, I'm going to start the server right now. I'm going to start it right now. First, also, I'm going to let's do a node start ampersands. This is going to run it in the background. No problem. Cannot find module start. Am I in the wrong place? How do I run it? Vim package.json. Scripts build serve that's not what I've been doing. Starts right there. npm run serve. Okay, all right, that's fine. npm run serve. Oh, it's probably because I actually don't know. It's probably because I didn't do an npm install, maybe, but no problem. In this case, our build actually does nothing, but that's fine. I don't want to build it. I don't want to build it. I want to serve it. I want to serve it right now. Let me see if this works. Okay, yeah, this is what I want to do. Normally you would build it. Normally. Oh, he did notice that the npm. Thank you a bit. Thank you. I was like, this should work. So npm start would do it. Ampersands. Run it in the background. This should kick it off for us. This will also make sure that we know that the site now is running. If we now refresh this, when it's done, hold on. That's giving us data back. That's giving us data back, and the site's back, okay? The site is back. The site is here. It is ready to go. Let's go ahead and show you how we could automatically get this thing pulled off. This is gonna be dumb. Doesn't make any sense at all. I'm going to clone this locally on my own machine real quick, real fast. And here's what we're gonna do. First things first, I'm going to compare and pull request this. Compare, pull request. I'm gonna get that logged in. I'm gonna get that pushed in real quick. Merge, pull request, merge, whatever. We're gonna deal with master branch right now for time's sake. All right, now I'm gonna download this. Oh, actually, what I did not do is, okay, this is gonna be a problem. I just made a git boo boo. I made a git boo boo. That's okay. I made a complete git boo boo. Not a problem. What we can do is we can check out master. No, we can't. We need to git add dot GitHub workflows Node.js. We made some changes. Git commit added deploy git full main actually git checkout main git pull git merge. What do we call that? Development. All right, git status. Spell things right. Git commit dash m task. Actually, I can't even do that. I just need to git push dash f. I'll just force push whack, but it's okay. I just want to show you something. All right, no commit needed. Yeah, no commit needed. So push it. It's good. So it's actually going to try to go through and do what we needed to do, which is kind of broken, but I'm going to update it from my own command line. So this is good. That's going to fail. I can see why it failed. You have an error in your, okay, line 37. That's going to be helpful to figuring this out. Luckily, we can modify it directly in here if we need to. This has to do, we expected this. This is going to be a problem whenever you are dealing with YAML. YAML deals with, spacing. Oh, kill percent 1. Huh. It's interesting that that's the problem. I wonder if it has to do, can I read block mapping entry key? I wonder if I have to, I actually don't think it's the YAML indenting. I think it's because of the percentage. Multi-line key may not, oh, this is why. Right? Or actually just do ampersand. No, but it's a script. It's a script. This should be fine. I actually don't know why it's doing that. The kill percent 1 is simply to remove the first job that's running. I don't think you need to do all that for YAML. I actually don't think I need to do this for YAML because it's just gonna run it as a script. It has to do with this percent sign. I bet if I remove this, it's fine. Try escaping it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's try escaping it. Can I get it to rerun the linter? Cannot read block mapping entry, multi-line key, not an implicit key. Yeah, okay. Try to do it. Let's see if that works. commit directly to main. Let's see if it likes that or not. Nah. Okay. So it's the indenting on the width. Oh no. Or is that just that I remove stuff? Let's find out. I don't actually know what that means in GitHub. Yeah, it doesn't like this. It might be the whole section. It might be the whole section there. This is the last problem I wanted to have at this time, but it's okay. You know, it is what it is. We'll fix it. Maybe we'll fix it. And let's go back in here. Let's modify that again. YAML be problematic. All right, runs, name, uses I think it's so I wonder if the width goes directly under. And again, this also asks me, like, I also don't know. I also don't really know what GitHub Actions wants. So I'm gonna go like this. This feels better to me. All right, that feels better to me. Okay. Go for it. We'll see if we get an immediate broken error again. But but notice how we're getting immediate feedback. Oh, line 38. Line 38. It went to the next one. What about the dash run for that section? Maybe that's the problem. Let's see. Definitely could be the problem. Code. The dash run for this section. Oh, maybe because it doesn't have a. This is what's interesting to me. I might do a little bit of Googling. It might need steps. I wonder if steps is right. Let's look at the example that was given here. Okay, here we go. Steps. Let's compare this to. Whoa. Oh, this is okay. That's not gonna work. Okay. Regular script with uses steps. Oh, you found the problem. I would love this. Is there a test? Is there a way to test CI locally? For some things there are. Circle CI has a way for you to test them locally. Yeah, a bunch of them do. You're mixing tabs and spaces. Okay, so that has to do with what was copied from here. That makes sense. That's trash. Let me fix. Here we go. This is what we'll do. Let's take this. Let's open this up in. Here's what we're gonna do, real quick. Let's take it and open up in VS Code. So this is a problem. If I had all of my Vim settings on here, that would be good, but I don't. So let's take this. Let's grab it. Let's clone it locally. All right. Once it's local, come on, get it downloaded so we can get out of here. Your boy is trying to get some din. I'm hungry. It's time to eat. But we gotta finish. We can't start and not finish. Okay, so we're gonna go into this file and we're gonna open this up in VS Code and see if we can fix up our issues here. And GitHub Node.js. Here we go. All right. Make it a little smaller. Cool. And okay, hold on. Steps. I'm making sure I got it. Oh, this is way off, actually, I think. I wonder if host is supposed to be, I feel like host is supposed to be like here or here, actually. But host should be the IP and not the HTTP link. Oh, okay. Are you 100% sure? I have no idea. I didn't even look at the SSH action. No idea, but I'll do that. Another IP link. Let's see. Host is under with. But is it nested? I need to look at the example. Is it nested under with, or is it even with? Also, a lot of the other ones give you a parser that you can use. Name with steps. Pretty sure it's under with. Double check the example. Yeah, let me look at the example again. Okay, it's nested. It's nested under with. Okay, I ran the code and I get npm not found. Oh, you ran their code. I think we have to change the image it uses. Or, so yes, yeah. If you're yes, if you're copying what I did, that is going to happen because we never installed npm. But because I already installed npm manually on this system and I'm deploying to this system, it's gonna work. Mine's probably gonna work. If I can get this to run, mine's probably going to work. Again, I told you this is hacky. This is not the right way that you want to do it. Yes, you would either have to use a different image or start the next process with a different image, or you install Node. You install Node and you install npm yourself. Again, this is all your choice in how you want to do some of this stuff. All right, this feels better. All right, hold on. Let me see. Steps. So name. This feels different. This feels wrong. Steps is supposed to be, are these even? I think the whole thing is supposed to be is build lined up with deploy. All right, and steps is steps lined up with steps. Name lined up with name. And uses, I don't know why it looks way off, but it's not. Uses. Okay. Unescape the percent now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's do this. Let's see if that works. Oh, this is gonna mess up. Now I know why it took so long. Hold on. The reason why this took so long is I'm trusting you on the kill %1. I have no idea how that magically works. So the kill %1, all kill %1 does, that's a good question. The kill %1, I ran this on the server as a job. With that ampersand, I ran it as a job. So if I do jobs, there is a job running right now. If I want to kill that job, I can do kill %1. This will not kill the number one process on the system, but it will kill, no, it won't. Oh yeah, done. It's done that one job. And now the server should actually be down. If we try to refresh the server, it should be down. And so no longer available. That's what the kill %1 does. Just because I ran it with the ampersand afterwards, you know, so no big deal. Let's go ahead and run it again. We're just doing a bunch of random stuff here. We're having a good old grand old time. I need to actually, okay, I'm gonna push it anyway, but it's gonna take a long time because it actually might fail. Because I'm running WSL2, but I downloaded this on the Windows file system. That's actually pretty problematic, to be honest. But okay, whatever. We'll see if we can do it. -m. You know, terrible git commit message, but we're trying to be done here. I must have my stuff set up here. Okay. Am I worried about line endings? No. I'm not worried about line endings because I'm working out of Linux. This is Linux. It won't mess with the line ending. It shouldn't mess with the line endings. I'm just on the wrong file system. And so let's see what happens here. Let's see if it's better or if it's worse. I didn't like that either. All right, you have an error in your syntax. All right, what am I doing wrong? Someone tell me what I'm doing wrong here. An error in my syntax. Oh, okay. It's just okay. Tabs and spaces again. I should have turned on the whole thing. So it's under the width. It's under the width. The width was a problem before. Yeah, the width was the problem before. This is actually pretty helpful. I wonder. Okay. These are looking even to me though. And these are looking in your VS Code editor render white space boundary. First off, I don't know how to use VS Code, so I don't even in your VS Code quickly What is that? Where do I put that? I'm a Vim user. How do I do whatever you just said? Where do I do it? Editor, render, white space. Where can I put that? Can I put that in P? Can I put that in, can I do that? Yeah, can I do it here? Control P and type settings JSON. Okay. All right. Oh. And I look for editor, render, white space. Is there an easy way to search for that? Like, can I just, can I just control F it via, this is nice. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This is nice. Let me see. You have to, I have to add it. Okay. All right. We got it. And can I just add it anywhere? I'm gonna add it anywhere because, you know, your boy, read only. Can I edit? How do I make it so it's not read only? Preferences open, settings.json. And can I just add it in like, can I just put it like right here? Let me see, Windows zoom level, Workbench Associates, Legendary Dark. Can I do that? And then remove that. Is this good? Is this good? Tell me it's good. Yeah. Okay. And I saved it. Oh, okay. There we go. We got some tabs at the very front, and then there's one without it. Thank you. So delete all those tabs at the very front. That one doesn't have it. It's still a little weird, but we still need to indent these. A save, would it fix this? Convert tabs. I mean, that's, we saved it. We saved it originally, but I don't think it would have fixed it. 3 spaces, EM on thing, 2 spaces. Never mind. Still have a tab on line 42. Oh, I sure do. Oh, that's this theme is not good. It's not good for that. Or my eyes are just bad nowadays. Very interesting. Okay. All right, we good? Are we good here? Are we good? Isn't there a format document in the menu? Oh, maybe there is. See, again, y'all know I don't know how to use VS Code. Is there it's built in. Where's that for? Oh, you telling me I could have, where could I have done that? Definitely tell me where to do that at. That sounds great. Where's that? To reformat, how do I do that? Use convert tabs to spaces action. It will save you hunting. Where is all this? Control P and type. Okay, all right, we got that. And then use Control P is the go sprint. That makes sense. That's cool. That's a go-to, but like I don't know what I have access to. So can I do like no, okay, install formatter. Okay, I'm learning. Just install this YAML support there. And if I go back, it's already, I think it's already done, but maybe I can just now I'm starting to understand. Now I'm starting to understand why people like this so much. Okay. All right. There we go. Right? Are we good? It did some stuff. It made a change here, Vim, see, I agree. So with Vim would have given it to me right up front. I would have seen it. But because the Vim, so we're using Vim, but we're using it on a fresh server. So I don't have all my Vim config. I don't have my whole Vim RC and everything. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna get status it again. Ugh. Git add, git commit. I'm the best. Wait, I need dash M. Hold on. I gotta put in this amazing git message. I'm the best, fixed all the things. That's what we want here. And let's push it after this. Phenomenal. That's amazing. What's up, CJ? How you doing today? What's up, Grazier? Welcome, Diesel Defects. Welcome to the channel. What's up, Cap? Good to have you. What's up, Bakpa? Welcome, Tech Known Babble. Techno Babble. That's amazing. I love it. Y'all are so smart. Y'all making all these cool things. Plasma Orbs, welcome T Miguel, welcome Trixie Devs, welcome Jacos, welcome everyone's good. We do a session at some point on Vim custom settings. We did one on Saturday. I will share, if you go to the VODs, we did one on Saturday. You can also get to my Vim custom config. Yes, we started out with that. If you also go to YouTube, type in the Primogen. He's a streamer here. He has a whole series on all of that as well. That really helped me out a lot. If you want to check that out. So let's see if that now has given us a running thing. Please give us a running. Okay. Yes. If the pipeline's running, we can troubleshoot, we can fix all day. The hardest part is getting the pipeline running. And so let's take a look at this. You know, it's on the build. Okay, somehow it completed the deploy step without the, okay, so this actually works. So check this out. Check this out. Is it running? Okay, the app is up and running again. Watch this. This is how CI works. Our stuff is terrible. This is the worst pipeline. It's not even really a pipeline right now. There's actually two distinct running processes. It's still doing the build, but it did the deploy because we're not using the output from the build to do the deploy. Okay. It didn't do an npm install. Correct. SimCity, it did not do an npm install. Why didn't it do an npm install? Remember, I told you our pipeline's broken. It is deploying to this server. Okay. It's deploying to the server. This server already has npm installed. If you're trying to do it on yours and you didn't already install npm manually, you need to add a step to install npm. This mine did not install npm. This pipeline is not a real pipeline, but it's working automation though. It is working automation, but it is not a pipeline. The build is running completely separate from the deploy. Normally you take to do the delivery, you would deliver from the build step, you would deliver some output to the deploy step. We're not doing that. We're just running two different things. No, I mean npm start. Okay, let's check that out. What are we doing? If we're not running npm start, what are we running? We're running, oh, node start. Okay, so interesting. So maybe we can see what it did actually. Let's see, clear. Let's do npm. I appreciate that, Vanguard. Thank you very much. Yeah, let's check it. Let's node start. Let's do npm start. So we messed that up again. npm start ampersands cd into node.js org. Let's go look at the command. Let's go see what happened. Let's go look at the output here and look at what it did. Where is the output? Successfully ran. Oh, here we go. No such job. So it didn't kill any job because nothing was running. And node command not found. You're right, it failed. Not a problem, but I wonder why it didn't. One file change, one search. So it did do a pull. It did do a pull. That's great. Error from. Fast forward. Oh, so I think it had some problems. Okay, let's check something out real quick. We can make sure, let's make sure we're all updated here. Git status. We're on branch main. Okay, we're good to go here. Phenomenal. We're good to go. Now let's go ahead and we made this change here. Is anything running? First jobs, something is running, okay? It is running. When the other thing ran, it said it couldn't find anything. All right, it said it was unable to find anything. Let's check that out for a second. It said it got logged in just fine. When it ran the kill gave it no such job. That's very interesting because there is a running job, but it's okay. Let's push this code right here that we have that we made changes to. Let's also make some changes to the actual files themselves so we can see some stuff. You have to add the line export mvm dir home. Hold on, let's see. I had the same error on God. So we send. Because it doesn't source your bash RC. That's okay. That's fine. You have to add this line nvm. Okay. So user nvm mode path. I believe you. I definitely believe you. But I want to see something real quick. I'm just running down. I understand what the issue is. If that's true, here's the thing. Not sourcing our bash RC would mean that if we were to log out of this and log back in, that we would no longer have access to MVM. Okay. It should mean that. Now I'm going to look at this. I'm just telling you why why it seems like this might not be one. MVM not found on lookup. Also, I'm also not running in the npm is not the error command. It might be, yeah, it might be using a login shell. It's not. Okay, that makes sense. My other thought process is, okay, it is giving a node command not found. Okay, cool, that makes sense. Then yeah, I can add that in there. That seems very interesting though. I'm more so interested in the kill not working than anything else. I'm more so interested in the kill not working, but I think you're 100% right. I think you're right here. Log back in, npm not found. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's very interesting, because NVM should have set this things up. A non-login shell quirk. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So we can do that. We can export the NVM thing right here. Not a problem. That makes perfect sense. This will set it up. So if anyone's wondering what happened, basically the way that shells work, the way that Linux works, is we need to specify in here, when the shell gets spun up, it needs to have access to certain things. If there are things that are part of what's called the path, the system path, these executables can be called from anywhere in the system, but we installed NVM in a way, it installed things in a way where everything involved NVM's executable, but npm is not. Okay, so you're absolutely right there. The way that NVM installed npm, it is not on an executable path, and it's problematic. It's definitely problematic. So you are right there. So if I type it, npm's working, which is weird. But even still, you're right. It's probably a login shell thing. It's all good. You can do a kill on grep for node. That seems a bit quirky though. Yeah. I actually think it will work fine. I'm gonna add this in real quick. Let's add this in as our first option. All right. Let's see. This, you're right. It's probably logging in with no shell. That's fine. The kill %1 should be, yeah, must store your session as non-persistent. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if you can have it log in via. Interesting. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. This does make sense. That's a good find. It would have took me a while to come to that. So thank you. Remove the pluses from his copy. I didn't even look at that. Yes, that makes, you should look at these things. Was that the only plus? That is MEM, the slash dot seems off, and slash dot. Hold on. I can also take it from here as well. It should be the last line of my bash RC as well. And yeah, there we go. So that looks good. This whole thing right here. Or so you know what's funny? We could also just source the bash RC. That is probably an easier thing to do, to be honest, to give us everything that we need. And just checking for your NVM first in case you don't have it. Yeah. We could probably, let's do that. Right? Maybe I'm tripping, but I think we could just do a source on :/.bash RC, and it will give us everything that we have here. All right, I think that's it. I don't know why I couldn't save it. Let's add it all. Welcome everyone who just followed. We're trying to be in the home stretch. What's up, Vortec? How you doing? We're getting a poorly written pipeline deployed to a server right now. It's actually a terrible pipeline, but you know, we're using GitHub Actions. One of the problems that I do have with GitHub Actions is 1 second, get added bash RC source. One of the things I don't like about GitHub Actions, to be honest, is they don't have the ability. You can't, at least as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, you cannot log into, let's say you're having a weird issue and you need to troubleshoot other services. You can actually create an SSH session into the container that's running and kind of play around and understand what's going on in there. GitHub Actions, you have to put probing statements. You have to put probing statements in to get that information back, which kind of sucks. All right, let's see. Let's see if this fixes our issue. Definitely step by step. This is why you should, when you really are working on technology, we are absolutely flying off the cuff, and we're just writing stuff. We're writing stuff. We're trying it. That's okay sometimes. But sometimes you want to not do that, and you want to plan it out and figure out what you're doing. Take a holistic approach. When I'm working, I will do that. Right now, we just have a little fun with it. Kurt Glow, great question. I think you should get started with GitHub Actions. GitHub has a pretty good getting started guide for GitHub Actions. It helps. It helps you understand the concept of CI and how to create a basic pipeline. And you know, it really gets you going. I think it's a great place to start. I think it is completely fine. I think one of the things that sucks about understanding the full scope of a pipeline is you're not going to actively put in things that you probably will need in the enterprise setting on your own, because it doesn't make any sense. It's going to be hard to know what needs to go in there. What's up, Gladness? How are you doing today? You know, I mean, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Maybe run GitHub Actions on your own work server. Would that fix the problem? But then you have CI worker managed. Absolutely, I would not do that. I would not do that. Travis CI and GitHub they're pretty beginner friendly as well. The only reason I recommend GitHub Actions is because it's one tool right here inside of GitHub. You don't have to worry about doing any of the extra setup. There is a little bit of extra setup that is in there. So let's see. Let's see if this now ran successfully. It's still running. The npm test is still running. Let's see if the deploy actually ran. And I'm actually upset that this didn't fail. The way that this is set up, I don't understand why. This wouldn't have failed it. Like, no such job. Okay, but also, why is it trying to run Node? Oh, because npm is running Node. That still didn't work. Very, very interesting. That also has to do with it's where MVM installed it at. So even sourcing it didn't set up Node properly. That's very, very interesting. Or is this the same run? Or did I check the wrong run? No, that's right. Interesting. Yeah, it gives an exit code of 0, even if the command doesn't run. That's bad. What's up, Dev Talk Show? How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. You're catching us at the very end. We're just trying to do a little bit of debugging right now to our CI pipeline, having a little fun while we're trying to do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you on the correct run? I mean, it's still running, so I think so. I think I'm on the correct run. Maybe not. Let's see. Maybe I wasn't. It's possible that I wasn't. Oh, npm command I found, because this is the better run. This is the right run. Good catch there. Every rep counts. So it didn't catch the kill. I'm okay with that. Kill one else's job. The npm not being found is interesting. I wonder, hold on, let's see where it's installed at. It's installed, so that should actually be, that should be caught in the source, shouldn't it? Oh well. Let me see. /bash rc. That should be caught here. Bash completion nvm dir nvm sh home. Oh, but actually, okay. I am pretty hungry. I'm definitely pretty hungry. The source bash rc, yeah, it doesn't work. And I guess this has to do with how. I guess this probably has to do with how nvm is installing Node and npm, and how it's getting set up. That's very interesting. I'm not confused in why. I'm confused in how nvm is choosing to install these things and how it's executing them, and why my current session works with it without having to source. Completely hack it together and just hard link npm there. I could, you know what? We're in there. We're in there. But I'm also interested that the kill doesn't work. The kill should work. Not jabs, jobs. If there's something running, oh, well, there's nothing running, so maybe the kill shouldn't work if there's no jobs, but we actually don't even need the kill's fine. If there's nothing there, it'll be fine. Let's hard code it right here. I like that. You know, we got to do what we got to do. This is, I don't like this, but it's okay. It's okay. All right, we'll hard code it to a spot. Start ampersand the kill. We'll delete the kill for now, just to make sure we don't get another error, even though it shouldn't matter. Pico node kill fails because there's no jobs. Yeah, that is correct. I think there was a job there though. I feel like we had it running, but you're probably right. You're probably right. And the very first time we run it, the same thing happened. Well, maybe because of the source. You're probably right. P-kill node. Does P-kill node kill the first one? Actually, I have no idea. I've never seen P-kill node before. I don't use P-kill. Let's see. So if I started up, let's see. Wrong place. Making sure it's not running. I'm going to node js.org, and I think it kills all. Oh, P killed. Oh, every node thing. That makes sense. That makes sense. Fine for this, bad for production. That makes sense. Cool. Yeah, let's add that in there. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That makes perfect sense. Node. All right, so we'll kill node, and then we will hard code that. Oh, this is gross. This is, honestly, this is the most uncomfortable piece of code that I've written in a long time. Git add, git commit. I do also want to fix it. Check this out. Fixed it. This is also a problem you should watch out for. I can tell you the 19 reasons why this is a problem. The first reason is because we are not actually building a pipeline. We are running a deploy step and we're running a build step. They are not attached together at all. Normally you'd be building an artifact, you'd be building a Docker image, a zip file or something, and you'd be taking that output and deploying it on a server. We are currently not doing that. We are running a build and test step that is completely separate from our deploy step. Our deploy step is to log into a system, to CD into an existing Git repository, and to pull the changes down. I actually don't hate that part that much. That's not a terrible option. It really isn't a terrible option. But we are not handling any dependencies. We are not handling anything. We are currently using a CI tool to do normal manual systems administration. That is exactly what we're doing right now. We are using an automation tool to do hands-on systems administration, which is not what you want to use that for. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. We're having a little fun with it, and it's very, very, like, this is pretty bad, but eventually it'll work. And the problem is usually this kind of stuff happens in the workplace, and then people will leave it that way, unfortunately, but we'll see. The command also works nvm install --lts. Yep, we could use the nvm install to install everything. You are correct. That would have been a good idea as well. Which would have installed nvm where it could be used, at least in that runtime, and we would have been good to go. Do a wish node and then node server.js. Yeah, there's a lot of things you could do. When it's inevitably no. I believe in this one. I believe in node. Oh. How? We gave it the full path. How? Okay, we gotta do the nvm install. I like that. This is crazy. A hardlink npm and not node, but that you're right. You are 100% right. npm runs node. Perfect. You got it. Good catch. Great catch, actually. Okay. I was like, how did I fail at hard linking? I did not fail at hard linking. I failed at doing a sufficient hard link for everything that we need. But I like that. You know what? We're gonna do exactly what we're supposed to do here. We're gonna do the nvm install --lts first. Okay. We'll do that after the source. All right. And then we're gonna do npm start. We're gonna do this. All right, here we go. Right. This is it. This is the one. This is the one. I'm calling it. We're gonna run the, so much so that I'm gonna run the exact same commit message that I ran last time. Does it know where nvm is though? It should know after the source. It should know after the source. Okay. I fixed it. It should know after the source. It should know, because we're doing the nvm install. It should know where node is. It should know where npm is. I'm pretty sure the source will tell it where nvm is. It should know where npm is after the source. It should know. I agree. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. But this is it. This is the one. My many years of Wiseman experience. So also, I also want to be very clear. What we're doing right now. Now this is actually a pretty ridiculous use case. But I'm not joking with you. For scenarios in which you're dealing with a tool or something that you don't really know all that well, or you're doing something out of your bounds and you're trying to learn and understand it, I'm not lying to you when I say, we had sessions where we were sitting here doing exactly this over and over again, trying to figure it out. Now, this isn't always the best way, but sometimes it is the best way to figure it out. This example is a little bit extreme. This example is a little bit extreme. We could easily solve this by sitting down and thinking about it, and not just doing fixed it commit messages. But I do want to be clear that you will have times when this is the type of troubleshooting that you will be doing. Brute forcing is there are days when this is exactly what you will have to do. Okay, but again, we didn't plan this out at all. We're flying off the cuff. But there will be days when you have to do something very similar to this, and that's okay. So don't sweat it. Once you get to that day, don't feel like you're a bad person because you're like, oh no, why am I doing this? Guaranteed this work, 100% guaranteed. Okay. All right, hold on. No. We didn't click on the right one. It's okay. Hold on. I don't understand. How doesn't it know? So now it's not finding NVM. Wait, is it not finding NVM? Oh yeah, NVM. Oh my gosh, wait, don't listen to my advice. But your advice, the command that you gave me is in the bash RC. It's in the bash RC, right? All right, I'll take it. I'm gonna take your command. I'm gonna take it. I have it. I'm gonna put it in there, but it's in the bash RC. I thought that. Oh man, this is hurting my heart. It's hurting my body. Is it running as a bash user show though? Okay, that's a good question. It's a phenomenal question, actually. It's a good question. All right, fine, we'll remove it. Fix it until it works. You're right. You are right. I apologize, Sin City, for not taking your advice 100%. I'm in the wrong for that. But there's no but. I'm only sorry, Sin City, when it works. Okay, I'm doubling down, Sin City. I'm doubling down. I fix it. It didn't say Sin City fix it. It said, nah, I'm joking. I'm completely joking. Let's see. Hopefully that works. All right. Oh, look. Let me be very clear with you. I've been in so many high stakes situations. This is crying about these things. If I cry, it's because I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry right now. That's all. It's 10:19 right here. I am so hungry. 100%. Bash RC tells it all it needs to know. It should know. I agree. It should know, but maybe I'm tripping. Let's do this MVM there. It's so weird to me. It's defying logic, my logic, but my logic is only what I know. Okay. And it's being bothersome. It doesn't like that either. And it's giving a bash error. It's giving a bash error. I think we need a step in the GitHub actions to do what though? It should just execute these one by one. Checkout repo uses checkout. It's adding MVM to the path. Looks like it's creating some MVM environment. So that's what we just did to help the system know where it is, because for some reason this is something that gets created in your bash RC. I don't think it's a GitHub Actions problem. I think it's us. It's not us. It's me. It's definitely me. I think we need a new step in GitHub Actions. Maybe why would we need a new step in GitHub Actions for this run? But that won't change the path var, right? Correct. It won't change the active path var. Correct. But this will get it. Oh no, I need to echo this. There needs to be echo here, right? Don't I? Oh no, it's setting. It's setting it. Hard link node server JS with the full node path from which node. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Let's first off, Abyss, we could not really work together because I would be YOLOing with you all day. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you on this. I like this. I like it. I love it actually. Which node? Let's do it. Let's link it. I would be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's 100% do it. I like your commitment. I really do like your commitment into going further down the rabbit hole. I genuinely, it's so gross. It's every step makes me more and more comfortable. I'm with you on this one. So, all right. So now npm start, what is npm start runs node run? Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Who just followed? Welcome to the end of this ridiculousness. What's up, Strictly? How are you doing today? Strictly Dub, welcome. What's up, Grizzly? What's up, Apologetic XOXO? Welcome. All right, so let's whoa. What I don't know what just happened. Oh no. Okay, so node, let's see. Let me look at what's this package JSON? So when I run npm start, we're getting, so npm run serve. So if I link full node, npm run serve, I have to run this. Look at serve. Yeah. So I have to, do I have to give it this? Can I just run node server? What happens if I just run node server? Will it still run fine from the system? Like, what if I just run? Probably. Okay, cool. Let's refresh. Let's refresh. I've had issues with passing in across. I'm not gonna pass in across the play. It's fine, but it's previous to the command, which kind of sucks a little bit. All right, cool, excellent. We're good. I think we're okay. I could be completely wrong, but I like that instead. So instead, I will do node server JS, a full hyperlink over here, server.js. Are we in the right place? Okay. Ooh, I wonder, you know what? I wonder if this would have worked if we put the NVM after the CD. I don't know if anyone said that, but I wonder if all of this would have worked just to double up our chances here, Let's, you know, it doesn't matter. What? Oh, undo. I'm putting it here anyway. I'm just putting it in here. NVM is specific folder. I agree. I generally would agree with you. Generally. But you know, we're putting in every possible thing that can make this work. Server.js. All right. This is it. This is the one. 100% paths aren't being sourced. 100%, yeah. 100% paths aren't being sourced. 200% at this point, paths are not being sourced. But here it goes. This is the one, y'all. This is it. We're in there like swimwear. It's going to work. Okay. It's going to work. This is the one. If it's syntactically correct, this is the one. Okay. It might not be syntactically correct. We also have 4 or 5 fixed commits in a row, with not a single one being the fixed commit. Now it's going to work. What's up, Cool Cash Mafia? We were just tonight. We're just learning about CI/CD pipelines. We're building a pipeline right now with GitHub Actions. It's not a good pipeline, but we just want to get our hands on building a pipeline. More so, the concepts tonight were to learn about what in the world a CI/CD pipeline was. But we did that. I think we did that piece. The implementation is different. The implementation, we're just messing around with GitHub Actions. We should have used Circle CI. I should have went with my heart originally, but it's fun. It's fun using different tools. This same thing happened last time, but I was so cocky. I was so cocky, and I was like, last time I struggled with it, but like I got it working last time, so now I know it, right? That's how I felt. And look at me now. Look at us. Look at us. Who would have thought? Learning together until it's fixed. It's fixed now. It's fixed, y'all. Like, come on, y'all not gonna be in here with all that. What you will learn about me is you're not gonna be around me with all that negativity, okay? It's working now. That's the one. It's ready to go. This is how you know it's working. You know it's working because, it's working. It is working. The reason why we know it's working is because it's not dropping out of this. It's gonna stay here. The reason why it's gonna stay here is because we did not put an ampersand at the end. It is stuck right here on line 46. It's stuck. It's working. 100% it's working. Guaranteed. All right. It is working. I proved it to you. Okay. Great. Is it gonna kill it when GitHub gets angry? It is. I'm gonna cancel the workflow. We're gonna fix it. Then I'm gonna really prove to you how it's working. Here we go. Watch this. Ampersands, run it in the background. That's one change. The next change that we're gonna do is where in the world was the original change? So it was external layouts. Where was that Black Lives Matter text with the exclamation point? All right, right here. Watch this. Check us out. Look at all those exclamation points. We completed our feature. All right. Git add dot. Git commit. Fixed it twice. Okay. That's what we did. And now we're going to git push. We did it. We did it, y'all. We did it. I can't believe it's done. What a journey. And I'm calling it, this is like when Steph or when LeBron shot the shots, turned around before we were done. We did it. Want to know how we did it? How I know we did it? Check this out. We're gonna go in. We're gonna check out our deploy step right now. It's gonna run. Let's watch it do its thing. Ain't no big deal. We'll watch it have a good time. All right. But we don't even need to do that. We don't even need to look at the workflow. All we got to do is refresh. Let's go. Look at all that. That is a real live site. We just launched a full CI process. It was not a real CI process, but it is. Look at that. It updated on the site. That was a journey. That was fun. That was actually really fun. Just very, very exciting. Now, don't look back through this video to learn how to set up GitHub Actions. That's fine. The goal really was never to learn about GitHub Actions. The goal was to understand what CI/CD was. That is what this level of the course is for. This level of pipelines is to get acquainted with the tools, like just get acquainted with the concepts and the tools, which is what we did today. We messed around with it. Hopefully you had a little Linux fun. We did a lot of stuff. Sin City, I owe you one. I owe you two, honestly, Sin City. You told me, you gave me, not only did you identify the problem, then you provided me with documentation on what the error was. You gave me like 9 different solutions, which I ignored every single one of them. And then I implemented them one by one, and they, I didn't do them correctly, but in the end, we were able to get it right. I'm completely comfortable accepting when I did wrong. I'm sorry, Sin City. I will make it up to you. I promise you, I'll make it up to you. We did it though. We got it running. We brute forced it. Amazing, phenomenal, very, very exciting. We did it. All right, we got all the exclamation points there. But again, real quick tangible takeaway for anyone who's new to the stream. We ended up with the tangible takeaways. This is what you need to understand tonight. CI/CD. CI/CD. What is CI/CD? Continuously doing these things automatically. That is what those webhooks were for. That is what when we push the code, all these things happen automatically. They happen over and over again automatically, but the continuous integration, that's how we know our code still works. That's where these tests are gonna run. Our tests are actually running. They, although we're not watching them run, our tests are getting executed here. They are getting set up during the deploy step there. That's why this code is still running in here. Let's look at the details real quick. But it is going through and it's running those tests. So running tests, making sure your application's good, making sure that your code that you push is still working. Then we have continuous delivery, which is taking that after you running the test, building out the application, building out and some kind of artifact and creating some type of artifact, whether it be a container image, a zip file, whatever, and putting and delivering it to a location to be used at a later point. It doesn't mean deploying it. It means putting it somewhere that it can now be accessible and usable. And then we have continuous deployment. That's the third CD, which we don't really need, but that's the actual deployment. We just did the CD part. We did the whole process, which is hard to do. It actually is very difficult to do in real organizations. There's a number of reasons why. We will dive into those concepts as we move into the to the journeyman level of this course. We'll talk about a lot of those things about what would keep you from being able to implement a proper solution. We'll also go back to a tool that either I'll learn GitHub Actions, or we'll go to Circle CI, or we'll go to Travis. I know Travis pretty well as well. But yeah, that was fun. Now I know I learned a little bit more tonight though about GitHub Actions. You know, maybe one more day. We'll get through it. Abyss, thank you so much for sending me down the rabbit hole and keeping me going. You kept me on the course. Tonight, hold on. Let's give me 1 second. Let's get okay. They're gonna let's do this. One second. Hold on. Let's turn on our time music behind Zimmer real quick. Here we go. Hold on, real fast to end it off. Yeah, we got the reverb. Okay. Hold on. Let's get it going. All right. Tonight, we ran into problems. We worked real hard. All right. Every day is not gonna be as easy as the last. Every day won't be as easy as the last, but you gotta fight. Every day you have to fight. You have to persist. You gotta make sure that you never give up. Never give up, never surrender, never back down to the challenges that life throws at you, okay? Always push forward, always fight, always be vigilant. I'm still trying to think of words to include into this epic speech, but hopefully this will be a pillar. This will be a beacon to anyone who has ever run into any technical challenge in their lifetime. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be the greatest. You just have to keep trying, and ultimately you will prevail. We did it. We did it together. We didn't do it alone. You know, we had some bumps in the road, but no one does it alone. You just work together. Eventually, you get to where you need to be. That's it. We did it. You know, we did it. That was very exciting. We're all done today. I hope you got a lot out of it. Tomorrow, we're going to be back tomorrow. It's so weird now talking with no music. Oh, whoops. Turn the FX off. You know, I turned the FX off now. Hopefully, tomorrow, come back through. If you want to learn all about Git, tomorrow we're going to be learning deep. We did Git basics. We're going to be diving deeper into Git. We're going to be making sure that you understand how to merge, what rebasing is, how to really go and understand what's happening in Git. We're going to go through all that tomorrow in our Decoded course. And on Friday, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the AWS course is always the one where I'm like, I know AWS so well. I never know what we're doing at the beginning of the week. I'm going to start looking at what we're doing at the beginning of the week. We are doing, oh yeah, it's not as fun. No. Oh, baby, come on through. On Friday is the day you want to come through. Friday is when you want to come through. That is the CloudFormation and CDK workshop. We're going to be writing some code. We're going to be deploying stuff via code. You're going to learn about how to deploy infrastructure via code, web infrastructure via code. It's going to be pretty dope. But yes. Oh, so great question, Abyss. This course on Friday, this is cloud computing, a journey into cloud computing with AWS specifically. That's the reason. Okay, we will be doing Terraform. Colada, what's up, bro? We will. Hold on, I got to turn. I just got to turn the music back on just a little bit. It's bothering me. All right, there we go. Terraform. We will be doing Terraform on here next week, right? Am I right or am I wrong? And pipelines. This class is a journey into software delivery automation infrastructure. We will be doing Terraform. Yeah, we'll be doing it next week. All next week, the entire week. We will be writing Terraform. So we're into the cool stuff now, all right? We're into the cool stuff in all the courses. You know, we passed a lot of the base level things. We're moving into the cool stuff now. We're gonna be doing some CDK, some CloudFormation. CloudFormation is pretty trash, not gonna lie to y'all. CDK should be kind of fun. I've not done a ton with CDK, but it should be fun. With what I have seen about it, I have some stuff put together for us to get through that. We'll be doing Terraform all next week in this course, so it should be pretty exciting. All right, very, very, very exciting. Appreciate that. I know enough CloudFormation to get by Solutions Architect Associate, bro. Let us know how you do. Interesting test. They shouldn't ask you much about CloudFormation on there. I'm studying for my Solutions Architect Pro right now. I've had the Solutions Architect Associate twice. I think mine expired now. I think it's about to expire if it didn't. But no, good luck. Let us know how you did. You'll be fine. You'll get through it. It's and then you'll be rich. That's how it works. I'm also slowly becoming a HashiCorp shield. 100%. I'm with you. Appreciate everyone for I'm here for all the Terraform applies. Hey, let's do it. We got to do all the Terraform applies. I love it. I seriously, Terraform is probably what anyone who's envisioning what DevOps is, if you had no idea and you were coming in, next week is when you're going to start to feel like we're doing DevOps, to be honest, or site reliability. You're going to start to feel like we're really doing stuff starting next week. And honestly, there are plenty of people who will pay you just to really understand what we are doing next week, to be honest. But yeah, we're definitely rating somebody. Let's head over and say hello to somebody. SysOps Dev Associate. So are you saying you're doing one or the other or doing both? Dev Associate was easy. SysOps was substantially hard. I was really surprised at how hard SysOps was in comparison. And if I had taken it first, that would have been better. Dev is much easier than SysOps. SysOps has a lot of non-AWS stuff on it. Like it's got a lot of surprisingly intimate sysadmin stuff on it. But it's doable. Like I'm not saying it's super hard. Just in comparison, it was hard. In comparison to the other two. DevOps Pro, I did sit for the DevOps Pro. I did not study for the DevOps Pro. The DevOps Pro felt passable. The DevOps Pro felt like it goes real deep on some specific topics, feels passable. Solutions Architect Pro, I've only sat for practice exams. Man, it's hard. It seems a lot harder, but I don't know. Just, everyone finds different things difficult. So let's see who's on right now. Let's head over to somebody and say hello to someone who's on the Ducks. New eggs on. We're going to see Prime. We have to go see Prime. Let's go over and say hello. And if you all want to do some real Vim stuff, if you all want to do some real development, Prime works at Netflix. Pretty dope. Really smart guy. You can learn a lot from being over there. I'm probably going to hang out for a while. We will go say hello. He's a part of the Only Devs team. So, let's go say hi. Raid the Cry Me Again. I'm never gonna remember it. We're headed over in 10.9.8.7 654. Yeah, we're part of the Only Devs crew. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming through tonight. Thanks for everyone, all the new people. Welcome to the channel. I hope to see you back. I'm telling you, if you want some top tier entertainment, Primogen and Vegan Bot, a bunch of other people that Alt F4 stream. There's a bunch of us. It's very exciting. Peace out, everyone. Have a great night. I will see you back tomorrow. Peace.